Hello, people of YouTube. Thank you for showing up to our stream. Today's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Hi!
Hello, Fighting Mars. Hello, Magpie. Hello, Lunar Knight. Thank you all so much for showing up. Magpie, it's your first time making it to the streams? Yes. Thank you for showing up. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're really excited to have everyone. We're excited to play this through and answer any questions. And
Are we loud enough? I want to make sure that, can you guys hear us well enough? Because it seems like it's on the lower side today. We might just need to turn up the gain. I keep my mic gain pretty low. The echo scared me. Uh-oh, is there an echo?
I don't know.
Yeah, let us know how the sound is. By echo, do you mean, room reverb? Because we're using my, recording mic rather than the lav mics this time.
We need to get a broadcast mic.
Broadcast mic?
The shotgun mics that are used for, podcasting. Because they do a really good job of cutting out the room reverb.
Okay, yeah, we might want to turn up the gain. You're probably closest to the gain knob. It's probably easiest for you to get out of here.
Yeah, relatively speaking.
Oh, gain's already pretty high. I'm gonna turn the light out. Alright.
Alright,
better?
Is that better? Ooh. We could also adjust the volume here. Yeah. And let's center it a little better so Chrissy's voice can be picked up.
Hi, can you hear me now?
I was in the midst of sending this.
Hell yeah. Let's actually wait, I can hop on the stream and see how it sounds, cause I got headphones on. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's hear how it sounds.
All right. Okay, Dice says that we can be podcast time swap AU.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can work with that.
What type of podcast would each of our the characters that we spend a lot of time with do?
Oh God.
Tizius would definitely do a politics.
Yeah, a leftist podcast.
Yeah, she would do interviews with people, present information, legal stuff.
Zagor would do a finance bro podcast.
Finance bro, but borderline scam.
Yeah, 100%.
Torona would do pop news.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be an e-news host.
Stelsa would do a fitness podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone jump scared Jade Blood Lover 101 in the chat. What the fuck? What?
Ooh, Daria would do a music one.
Yeah, Daria could
Probably,
do music reviews.
yeah.
And then
Linero would do book reviews. Branya would do parenting.
Yeah.
What would Malik do?
Tech.
Yes, yeah, tech review podcast.
Tech and gaming.
Tigiri isn't a podcast guy. He's one of those people that reviews.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Tigiri has a rant sona.
Oh my God.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
You're not, and that's a problem.
Hello, T-Man. Hello, General Matuna. Hello, Mibouk Desjarlais. Thank you all for showing up. I'm glad to have the regular crew here.
Yeah.
So scams, Tagora one day. Hello, Jalen Casado. Thank you for showing up.
It's not a
Malik
pyramid scheme. It's more of a triangular investment model.
Speaking about making HiveSwap characters say ridiculous things, we came up with a fun idea for a video we may do in the future.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Characters read ChatGPT.
Yeah.
We put in the character names in ChatGPT, tell it to write us a script about those characters, and it's terrible.
Oh, without doubt. That's what's gonna make it fun.
I feel like the Tagora thing just hit the chat.
Yeah. All right.
You want to get
started? We got a good 9 viewers.
Yeah, let's
Woo!
get started.
This is gonna be a good episode.
I'm excited for this one.
Much excited.
All right.
I love how you're playing Pokemon Go.
I'm in the city. You're right next to a Pokestop.
It tracks.
Team Red for the win. You know there's people out there that's like, yes, that raid for Blaziken, totally perfect timing to do it.
Okay, let's get this set up here. Okay, there it is. Because I'm not going to be able to see my... And let me...
Also, before we get started, we should let you know that as we are from now until March 15th, all donations accepted during the chat will be put towards my new musical Maka for its staged reading on March 15th. There's a GoFundMe link in the description, and if you don't want to go through GoFundMe, my Ko-fi is down there as well, or you could send it to Anna Marcusect on Venmo. We are doing some fun stuff. Haven't turned on my computer in like 3 days. I need to download the update. Fuck updating your computer. I never update my computers. My laptop is still using... What's the one from before Catalina?
I don't remember.
I refuse to update
I have that one as well too, whatever it is.
I refuse to update my laptop to Catalina because it will destroy half my programs, and I don't have enough space on this computer to download the new versions.
Yeah.
So, old version she is. My other computer is the one that can stay updated even though I never update it.
All right, ready to put sound on?
Yeah, let's put sound on. Also, this is new.
Yeah, so this is the song that we actually originally did for one of our earlier trailers. But once you hit volume 9, the title screen and like title music changes.
That's really fucking cool. I love how like the tonal shift.
Yeah.
Like first 8 volumes, not quite as heavy.
Well, overall, I guess.
I mean, yes, there's a handful of like
I know you mean.
fucking 3 and 4 are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But, you know, 5 is just D&D adventure.
Yeah.
6 is just fucking like,
Sad gay girls being
sad games.
sad.
Oh, game audio's too loud. We should turn that down. Oh yeah, that's definitely.
All right, is
Also,
that
we
better?
could probably turn it down in game. It's pretty loud in my earbuds.
Okay.
No.
Well, actually, let me turn our volume down too. There we go.
We should turn our volume. Oh yeah, our.
I
volume.
already
Okay,
turned. Yeah.
Okay, how's the sound balance now?
Keep in mind that this music is not designed to have dialogue over it. This is like full volume music.
Also too loud? Okay. Oh, or is that from y'all hearing something? Wait, can you, General Matuna, you can't hear anything? Much better. Okay, cool.
Okay,
We're
cool.
doing good.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Now, Anna and Shania.
That's, Timon says that's slightly better.
The music will be quieter in game.
Sure. Now, Anna and Shania, before we start this route, is there anything that our viewers should know about it before we proceed with it?
Janaya wrote it, so.
Yeah. I mean.
Is streaming music volume checked?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool.
I'm just gonna turn that down for now. Like what exactly? Just in general?
Like any warnings, any content warnings of this route?
I mean, it's pretty much on par. It's par for the course for some of the other volumes. It does have some sort of like flashing lights at one point. So like if you are sensitive to like flashing patterns on the screen, you might wanna duck out of this one. But generally speaking, like it's tonally, we're in like volume 3-4 territory here. It's not one of the lighter routes.
Also, by the way, the people who are saying if we turn our volume up, it'll be better, we physically can't because we're using a recording mic that you're really supposed to be very close to, and we can't turn the gain
I mean,
up
I
any higher.
can turn it up a little bit, but
Like this is the highest we can physically go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yes, there will be gun noises.
Yes, there is gun stuff in this.
Lots
as well.
of guns.
They're very cool.
Including a song that I named Gun. G-U-N. Getting unalived now.
Alright, so we're gonna do the thing, I think. Alright, continue, volume 9. Alright, so yeah, it's very much in the vein of the other stuff. So yeah.
That's everything.
Also, let's look at Chitter here,
Yeah.
because we've got a lot of Chitter
Lots of
posts.
chits.
We got Trizz's.
Just heard a bunch of rebel bulge suckers burned one of my favorite publications to the ground. Hope someone's ready for some vengeance.
We got our Chixie.
Did you know Slaughterfly only pays me 0.004 kagers per stream? Yeah, that's more than Spotify.
I know.
pays.
They know that everybody fucking knows that Real Trizateth has been talking different.
Pay attention to that guy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Torona, so...
Okay. Fuck. How does one do Texas?
After a sweep of operation, Kassoon's keywords will be closing our doors due to personal creative issues.
So yes, Torona is still alive, even though we did the Revolution one, and then we got a bunch of Malik. This is, like, I'm not gonna read all this. There's a lot of, like, random stuff. Actually, these were originally supposed to drip feed, like, for the next couple or for this route, but, like, you'll see why that doesn't happen. Alright, let's do this thing. You spend the day uncomfortably crammed into a drain pipe until the sun goes down enough for it to be safe to travel again. Once more, it's nighttime, and you're still wandering the streets of Everdim. The neon wash settles over you in a haze that never leaves your vision, even when you close your eyes. The last time you were on Alternatia, you don't remember being in a city that felt so big. The little suburb of Outlet was nothing by comparison. The weird thing is that even in the city, you see abandoned buildings all over the place. A constant reminder that everyone has a couple decades worth of life before they end up sent off-world. Even if there are those rare exceptions, mostly through circumstances or luck, everyone has the same fate in the end. You can't just leave them here to deal with it. They deserve the best chance they can get to fight against the Empire. You've got the feeling that the Empire is probably looking for you too. In spite of, or maybe because of, your best efforts, you've managed to poke your non-existent nose into all kinds of new things. And now, you feel like you're at an impasse. It's been days, and you're not any closer to understanding how to get any of your powers back. Instead, you're just drifting from encounter to encounter, stumbling in and out of situations of varying degrees of lethality. It's not really all that different from how you used to do things when you first came to Alternia, or on Earth for that matter. You can't help but wonder about all those friends back on Earth, and whether or not you'll ever be able to see them again. The noise of all these thoughts is almost enough that you don't notice the van that's been following you for the past 3 blocks. You quickly jump around a corner into a cross street, only to find yourself boxed in by a narrow line of parked scuttlebuddies. Also, do you want to get the various bad endings?
Yes.
Okay.
We must.
Behind you hear the sound of tires squealing. Oops.
Rip!
The council will see you now. And this has all 3 of us.
Yeah! It's a good thing you're here, because otherwise
Yeah.
I'd have to fake your voice, and I don't think I can do that.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Why the fuck is it so hard to change things? Why is it so hard to convince people that things should be different?
It is what it is. Sometimes you can't change shit.
No, that's not true. Your whole deal is change. Bringing people together and making friends and making the world a better place. And yeah, you had a lot to work on as far as making that happen, but you're finally starting to get it. So why is it still so hard?
Because you're not omnipotent. You don't get to control everything.
Exactly. Sometimes things are the end result of a course of events that was set into motion long before you even showed up. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself for not being able to control things that were never yours to control in the first place. But how do you help your friends?
You know the answer to this already.
Change what you can, learn to live with everything else?
Only choice you got sometimes. Anyone want a MSPA pancake? Oh no!
Alright, so now we're gonna not fuck this
Ooh,
up.
extra raspberry syrup.
Oh no!
The van screeches to a stop a few yards ahead and the driver's side door opens. You're ready for anything. Well, okay. Ready to run screaming away from the Imperial Snatch and Grab team that's here for you now, apparently. Wait a minute.
Oh, holy shit! It's you!
Malik! The Cerulean's face breaks out into a massive grin as he rushes towards you. Before you know what's happening, Malik has you in his arms and is squeezing you into a surprisingly tight hug.
Cute.
I missed you.
Cute.
Thought I was never gonna see you again. This is amazing.
Also, how loud is the music? It's hard to tell.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Okay.
I saw
I
you
mean, they
walking
can tell us if
and I
it
thought,
sounds too much.
wow, maybe it's them, but I wasn't sure.
Yep, that's you. Actually, you weren't super clear what you were to Malik.
Well, I mean, we could talk about that if you want. See where this goes.
Are you still wearing his hoodie?
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
Or maybe, perhaps, maybe now isn't the best time. For one thing, you're still a little bit freaked out that he almost hit you with his admittedly very cool looking van.
I'm sorry, guys. Yes, the Halloween suit truffles. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Yes.
Malik lets you go and steps back, blushing.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tricky to gauge distance, you know?
Can we start a new trope of romantic interest almost hits you with their van?
He laughs nervously and grins. This is like the second time in this game, this specific game, that you've almost been hit by a vehicle. Because Wanchi almost runs you over with a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But hey, you're here now. So, actually,
Malik shuffles his feet.
I don't want to sound weird about this, but do you want to come back with me? Like, to my place? Fuck! I mean, not like that. Not if you don't want to, anyway.
Okay, there's another bad ending here. Actually, you're good.
Oh.
You know what? Actually, you're gonna maybe take a rain check on this one. You miss Malik and you'd love to catch up, but you feel like there's something else in the city you need to find first.
Oh, well, I guess that is okay.
My sad boy.
I mean, actually,
Sound
it
now
kind of
gone
sucks, but you do what you need to do. I won't judge you for that.
Malik looks positively crestfallen as he hops back into the van and slowly drives off down the street.
Oh, now he's slow.
And once again, you're alone in the city. You can hear the wind whipping up around you, and all of a sudden you're getting a really bad feeling about things. You don't know quite what it is, but something feels wrong.
Tell me, did you ever find what you were looking for?
Gotta love Scrap.
You blink, and you can feel it underneath everything. The sense of the world coming undone. Maybe not in the literal sense, but something shifted, and it'll never be the same again. You've missed your opportunity, and you'll never get another one.
Aww. Missed your opportunity to get a boyfriend.
To be fair, we're not gonna get that either. Because of the routes we're picking.
Oh, shit, you can only
It's only
date
Salvate.
Malik in
Yeah, only if he's coming back to
Salvation.
Earth with
Oh,
you.
Right. That's sad.
Alright, now we're gonna go with Malik. You know what? Yeah, why the hell not? You tell Malik that you'd be delighted to check out his cool van and go to an unspecified location with
Oh,
him.
it's just the man in the big white van.
Okay, that all sounds pretty bad, but you're an adult and you can make your own decisions.
Cool. Well, hop on in. It's a little bit of a drive.
You slide into the back of the van, which is surprisingly spacious. Malik hops in after you, grinning.
Damn, feels like forever since I saw you last.
We've got Malik. Chitter posts. Can't believe my friend Alien Invasion of 1 is actually here again.
I like that got 11,000 likes, but also 5,000 dislikes.
They each have like an algorithmic like percentage that they tend to get.
That bad ending was gross. Don't ever do that again. Yeah, it was gross.
Yeah.
I'm mean. I'm sad.
I know, we made our voice
Give me your
sad.
palm
How
husk.
dare you break his heart?
Wait, what? Malik reaches out upon him and makes a gimme motion with his hand. Reluctantly, you hand over the burner palm husk that Tagora gave you back. Well, you think it's only been a couple days, but it feels like forever ago.
Feels like
Sorry,
it's been 9 months
I'm
ago.
not trying to be weird, just...
Malik quickly pries the back of your palm husk off and squints at the insides, scrunching his face up. After a moment, he pulls a small device out of his pocket, selects a spot on the palm husk, and presses the device into place. There's a low buzzing noise, and does that mean it's working? Malik nods, and after a few seconds, he snaps the backing back onto your palm husk and hands it to you again.
There! You're all set now.
All set with...
Well, okay, so I wasn't telling you the whole truth before. I didn't just run into you randomly. I've been tracking you.
Okay, not gonna lie, it's a little weird. How long was he doing that for? You know what, never mind. You're gonna trust that he had a good reason. Malik nods solemnly.
It was way too easy to pick up your signal and track you. You've been all over the place, huh? Empire isn't gonna be happy that you're fucking this shit up, you know.
Malik looks thoughtful for a moment before his easy grin returns.
Anyway, let's head on back. I'm so happy you're back. I can't wait to tell the others what's going on.
Oh yeah, the others. You hadn't thought about them much, to be honest. You wonder if they're going to be as enthusiastic to see you again as Malik apparently is.
They'll be so happy.
You can track me, Mal. Oh, wait. Oh, she deleted her comment.
Malik crawls over the center console at the front of the van and sits in the driver's seat.
Wish that Mal quickly tweeted quadrant instead of friend and then quickly tweeted, sorry,
Oh
typo.
my
I love
god.
that.
And sits in the driver's seat, starting the engine with a roar. Wait,
Couple days, almost a year. What's the difference?
You
didn't
can track me. And you can track
didn't he have a driver before? You thought he had a lot more people helping him. Malik shrugs and shakes his head.
It's a long story. Not a whole lot of folks left doing what we do. I'll let Palipa explain it.
Oh, Palipa is with them too? You hadn't figured her as much of a rebel, more of a free agent.
Oh yeah, she is the best. Kind of our leader, I guess. We've been working against the Empire for almost a sweep now. Met them through the underground music scene, you know?
Yeah, you remember that. He was in Daria's band, right? Malik nods from the front seat, keeping his eyes on the road.
Hell yeah!
Neat. Malik lapses into a pleasant silence as he focuses on the road ahead. After a few minutes, he breaks the quiet again.
So, what are you doing back? I mean, I know a little from Tizius and Daria. Okay, maybe a lot. Okay, basically everything. I'm just trying to be friendly, sorry.
Well, you appreciate the effort, and it is good to see him again after so long. You missed him. You can practically see the blush on the side of his face, even from the back of the van.
Really? Well, I missed you too. It really is good to see you.
This is so cute.
After another solid 20 minutes of driving in circles and doubling back to lose anyone who might be following the van, Malik finally pulls up in front of the massive building lined with dark windows. Where is this place? It looks like a giant office building.
Yeah, it is exactly that. Pledge's lacerators in training used to use this place for a while, before the last of them got sent off world. Now it is just a big empty place that no one wants to touch. All kind of stories about how haunted it is. I might have encouraged some of those rumors.
He smiles sheepishly and walks forward to hold the door for you. Walking into the lobby feels strange. You get a weird, prickly feeling all up the back of your neck, as if the presence of all the people who aren't there anymore is weighing on you. Also, I think... Oh, it's a Chixie.
Pixie.
Did you know Slaughterfly takes 30% of my fucking money?
Yeah.
There's just like a bunch of like drawn from actual social media or like platform stuff that she tweets out over the next like couple of hours.
Spotify is actually fucking abysmal
Yeah.
for the music industry. Like, fucking seriously. So, not that I get a lot of Spotify listens. I maybe get like 2 a month, but, it really is that little.
Yeah.
They really do take that much. I have not made
Well,
a full dollar.
The 30%
on
is
Spotify.
referencing YouTube.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's why I usually, when I want donations, I usually encourage them sent through Ko-fi or directly to my Venmo or something like that, because YouTube will take 30% of super chats.
Ridiculous.
By the way, donate to my GoFundMe in the description below so Maka can happen. Yeah, Spotify does do that. Spotify does only pay you, like, less than half a cent.
Fraction of a cent per stream. You and Malik climb a set of stairs in the back, walking in silence until you finally reach one of the upper floors. The door looks locked, but Malik walks forward and works a hidden catch somewhere. You hear a loud click and Malik swings it open.
After you.
Boy.
The floor of the office building is lined with weapons, piled haphazardly onto stacks on the rotting carpet. Ahead, you can see the city glittering outside of the large windows, twinkling like a beacon in the Alternian night. You're not gonna lie, when you thought Rebel Hideout, you were definitely picturing something a little more in the basement.
I guess we needed some place with a good network connection that was easy to get to. We don't exactly get to be picky these days.
He grins and pats you on the shoulder.
Plus, this is way nicer than a smelly sewer, right?
He has a point, actually. Now that the initial wonder of the place has begun to fade, you notice that two very familiar-looking people are talking in the corner in low voices. You, of course, instantly recognize your good friends Philippa and Tigiri.
The main character wears it for the second and third seasons, and it's a very rare collectible.
Casey Mangio!
You found it in a goddamn dumpster.
That doesn't matter. It's basically new.
Yeah, sure.
In the dumpster.
They're talking about his hat, by the
I
way.
hope you washed it before you wore it.
Which is based on Ash Ketchum's hat from Pokemon. Like, that is specifically the direction that was given to the
He's
artist.
gotta catch it all.
As Philippa finishes her sentence, she looks to see you standing there next to Malik. She steps forward into the middle of the office floor, picking her way carefully around the pile of guns. And then she unloads on you.
You? What the fuck are you doing back here? You think you can just, what, just come walking back in?
Hi, Philippa. How's she doing today?
Don't fucking talk to me like nothing's changed. You were gone for so long. None of us knew how to reach you.
You can't tell if she's starting to cry or not. Her whole body is shaking as she points a finger out toward you like a particularly accusatory knife.
We needed your help. I needed your help. And you weren't there.
She doesn't say another word. The only sound that comes out of her mouth is a frustrated grunt as she turns and walks out of the room. Well, that didn't go as expected.
Yes, that is exactly Tigiri's voice.
Yeah.
Troll Pokemon.
You turn to Tigiri, who regards you coolly. Hey, at least you and him are still good, right? Tigiri shrugs.
My Moirail is essentially correct. You were gone for an exceedingly long time. I can't say I blame her for her heated response.
Okay, but you have a reason for being gone so long.
And what would that be?
You, well, it's kind of a long story.
Spoken like someone with no true answer. I see.
Tigiri shakes his head, looking more disappointed than anything else. Tigiri's dialogue was extremely fun to write.
You have done a good job making Tigiri not an insufferable
He's
bastard.
still, like, kind of a little shit, but he's, like, less of a little shit.
I would describe him more as anime prick.
Like, in Act 2, he is just so much.
He's just too much.
He's too much in Act 2.
You made him a stereotype of a stereotype. It just...
But
too many
you
levels.
managed to make him, like, somebody who... Yeah, he does sound just like a smug anime.
Yeah.
I mean, we did get
The
an actual
VA
ass
choice
anime
here
VA.
was, like,
Casey did such a good job with this. Like, you can... The disdain.
I'm going to go talk to my Moirail now.
Maybe put in a good word? Tigiri doesn't respond, simply shaking his head before turning and walking away.
Guess that didn't go quite like you expected it would. This is too bad.
Yeah, you aren't really sure what to do with this. On one hand, it really hurts to hear Philippa talking to you like that, but on the other hand, she's kind of got a point. You did abandon her, and even if you couldn't make it back at first, you obviously can now. If only you'd been more on target coming back to Alternia, maybe things would have been smoother. At least you'd know where everyone was.
It happens. Sometimes you lose touch with people.
He shrugs and shakes his head.
Sucks globes.
A reference no one will ever get. Do you know what the reference is to?
No?
It's connected to the VA.
Oh, is it something that happens in Evangelion?
No, it's a line. It's CL.
Oh, CL.
It's connected.
Okay.
It's the line from that Dancester comic that I did with CL.
Wait, oh shit!
Cronus says
the
it.
Cronus one. Oh fuck!
Anyway, you want to see my special room?
Because the voice is pretty similar.
Yeah.
How does Malik keep sounding accidentally sexual?
I put
Because
a lot
he's
of effort
horny.
into that.
No, but here's
Wait,
the thing, like, he is and he isn't, because, like, he's clearly interested, but he's also trying to play it cool, but he's also just so bad
yes,
at it.
Tagiri's voice is actually Casey.
Yes, Casey Mungio, the voice of Shinji from Evangelion.
Yeah.
And, okay, so the OG Carcat, you're not actually thinking of Casey.
Yeah, that's someone else.
Because Casey's actually pretty new to the fandom, but they do Carcat voices.
Yeah.
There was a period of time where Casey was just role-playing Carcat on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
So-
I talked to Casey about potentially doing a voice for this a while ago, and like there were two characters that I was thinking about. One was actually Zebedee, and the other was. Then I was like, wait a minute, they would be good for Tagiri.
Like,
So
it's
we got a different
perfect
Zebedee.
for Tagiri.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, get the actual ass voice of Shinji for Tagiri.
So yeah, they did a great job. Wait, is this a euphemism for something? Is he hitting on you? Malik blushes.
No, it's just a place where I do all my work.
Well, okay, since he's being so nice about it. Malik's special room turns out to be a back office of some kind that has been absolutely packed full of computer equipment. You can practically feel the electricity being used by this place. Monitors display schematics and lines of code, notes cover a nearby corkboard, and you swear you can see several economy-sized cases of grub juice on the floor.
Signless Casey? Okay, no, you're thinking of Justin Briner. He's the one who did the Signless one.
Yeah.
Casey actually joined the Homestuck fandom after becoming an anime VA because they're Kira Buckland's roommate.
Yeah,
and
Kira
Buckland
Buckland
has been in the fandom and done Vriska for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember SawCon 2 years ago. Casey and Kira did a panel where they got in gray paint and just sort of chatted with the audience for a while. That was a fun one.
This is where the magic happens. By which, I mean, this is where I do most of my work for the rebels. I'm not good with guns or anything. So, this is what I can do.
He walks over and settles into what looks like the Alternian equivalent to a gamer chair and taps his keyboard, bringing the nearby monitor springing to life. Okay, we get to ask him 3 of these, so which should we ask him about?
And yes, Justin Briner is Deku in Binha.
Yeah.
So we have the Signless in Binha, you have Tagiri in Evangelion, you have Vriska in almost every anime ever.
Yeah.
What other? There are a few others.
There's a bunch. I don't remember them all off the top of my head. And there's a lot of, like, people that got roped into this game that are also, like, professional working VAs.
And you got, like...
I mean, people like Senna Breyer who are, like, getting more and more work, or, like, people like Autumn Ivy who are doing, like, narration and stuff.
And, like, isn't Jan in some games?
Yeah, Jan's in some games.
Yeah, Jan's...
And anime, too.
Yeah. So you got Zephyrus doing anime, too?
Yeah. Alright, what do you want to ask?
I think...
Is this one where
You get 3. You get to ask 3 of them.
I think
We
about
should do
the
Polypa.
Yeah, Polypa and Tisius, and I'm tempted about Lucis.
So Polypa seems kind of mad.
Oh, yeah, she is. Don't think I've seen her this pissed off in a long time.
That's less than encouraging, but you really didn't mean to leave for so long. It's just that things kept happening with you, and you ran into so much weird shit you had to deal with. Malik nods quietly.
Oh, yeah. It's whatever. I wouldn't take it personally.
It's hard not to. You feel bad about leaving your numerous Moirails behind for so long.
Have you considered maybe being a little more choosy with your quadrants.
You afraid that we're gonna cheat on you,
No
Malik?
way of fucking pale slut shaming this far.
I mean, I'm not judging, but maybe.
It sounds like you're judging.
Wait for the right person, you know?
Wait for you mean?
He grins at you and taps his nose with a wink.
I'm
Just
getting,
a suggestion.
I'm getting such a virgin vibes from you, Malik.
Well, he's been waiting for his one true love to return from the war for 5 years.
And he won't make a damn move.
Alright, which one are we doing next?
Let me just aggressively flirt, but never actually say the damn thing. Get the paperwork out, my
Are
dude.
we gonna ask about Tizius?
Yeah, let's
Put a ring on it.
Has he heard any more from Tizius?
Of course. She is hanging in there with her mate spread. Honestly, she is even more down with the revolution than she was before. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, you feel like you end up lighting a fire under their collective asses for sure. Still, also learning about her ancestor probably didn't hurt on that front.
Oh yeah, I knew all about that.
Wait, what? And he didn't think to maybe mention this at some point? Malik shrugs, looking embarrassed.
She knew about it. She just didn't want to think about it. That's not something I could have helped her with. Sometimes you gotta get there on your own.
And what else do we want to ask about? Oh, actually, we should ask about the Lucis.
The snake is
Snake, dad, snake,
Snake,
dad.
dad.
Yeah, he is around somewhere. Probably hiding in the server closet where it's warm.
I'm so glad he's still alive.
Wait, that's good. For some reason, you kept getting the weird feeling that Luci are just regularly killed by the Empire when trolls get to a certain age.
What the hell makes you think that? That is horrible.
It's a reference to Abattoir.
It's a reference to Abattoir, yeah. Yeah, you're not sure either. I mean, all the genocide and eugenics and everything is one thing, but you draw the line at killing Luci.
I mean, the genocide and eugenics is pretty bad, don't you think?
Wait, that came out wrong. Malik nods and squints at you. Okay, definitely time to change the subject abruptly. With a broad grin, Malik starts typing furiously on the keyboard.
That's such a weird thing to just change the subject on. Eugenics. All right, time to play with computers.
Well, this is what happens when you loop through all the dialogue options.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just
Actually,
end with that
we
one.
were in the middle of planning something before. I saw you were back on planet, so I figured I'd go check in on you. Just as friends, of course.
of course.
Sure, but what is it they were planning exactly? Malik pauses his typing and looks over at you with an eyebrow quirked.
I guess you're someone I can trust. It's hard to know sometimes, but yeah. I don't think you're someone the Empire is much a fan of.
Yeah, not really getting that sense in general. You might have bought yourself a little bit of time earlier with Gallic's help, but it's not like you've exactly been lying low.
Yeah, you really haven't. Okay, why don't you go wait back outside? I need to do something really quick.
You walk back out into the large open office floor and stand by the window, looking down at the shining city below. In spite of everything, Alternia really can be a beautiful place sometimes. It's hard not to think about all the lives those lights represent, all the trolls who are struggling under the same empire.
Mesmerizing, isn't it?
You turn to see
Kaima,
Tagiri.
can I help you?
You turn to see Tagiri standing there, looking at you evenly. Yeah, you say, it kind of is. You were just thinking about all the people living in the city.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about a lot too lately.
He doesn't bother to explain this further. Instead, he walks up and stands next to you. You notice he's got a rifle slung over his back. So, what's that about?
A master of the blade should never be without his blade.
I love how it looks like his old sword.
This is actually like one of the lines that was sent to Casey as like a demo line that just got into the route. Right, but that's not a blade, it's definitely a gun.
It's a metaphor!
Tagiri gets really quiet all of a sudden, pressing his hand up against the window and leaning forward. How's he been anyway? It feels like it was just yesterday that you were hanging out watching anime with him and Felipa. Tagiri grunts and shakes his head.
There's been a lot happening.
Oh, like what?
I'd rather not talk about it, actually. You respect a man's rights to his secrets, right?
Oh yeah, you guess so. It's just that you're really good at listening to people's problems. That's like your only actual skill. Tigiri doesn't respond, and there's something far off in his eyes that you can't quite place.
No, not right now anyway.
Hive swap anime win.
Okay, everything is all set on my end. You and Palipa ready to get geared up?
Tigiri shrugs and turns away from the window.
Of course. A true warrior is always ready.
Okay, so what was that all about? You know, Tigiri's deal was always basically being a living anime stereotype, but it feels like there's something genuinely dark underneath it now.
That isn't something I think I can talk about. It isn't my place.
Cool. Nothing ominous about that at all. So, what is it that they're getting ready to do?
Weapons.
Palipa walks in, and she looks different than before. For one thing, she's wearing body armor over her normal tank top, and she's holding a rifle that looks kind of like the one Tigiri had on his back. Weapons? What does she mean by that? Palipa rolls her eyes.
It means what you think. We need weapons. Need ammo.
She looks at Malik in a way that feels very pointed, then looks directly at you.
Need a lot of things.
But you gesture around at the floor, which appears to be literally covered with weapons and ammo. Palipa rolls her eyes and walks over to one of the crates, kicking it with the tip of her boot.
Because you don't know what you're looking at. Half of these are so rusted out they won't even fire.
So, Halloween Suit Truffles asks, I do have a tiny question. How do you three pick voices? Like, is there one of you that picks what voice you think fits, or do you all decide together? I can answer that one. So, of these three voices, Palipa was the only one who had the open casting call. With Malik, so a lot of the voices we actually pulled from my channel and from my regular collaborators. CL, I've worked with for years and has been my regular Malik on my channel for years, and it's like I can't imagine any other Malik other than CL. CL actually did end up auditioning for Gallic, and that's why they voiced Gallic as well. Gallic was the open audition. But with people like CL or Tex or Dami, like these are people who, like, they were such strong headcanons for us that if we had an open call, we wouldn't have cast anyone else. And honestly, that's what happened with Stelsa.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to try to see if there was another Stelsa interpretation other than Tex's that I liked, because, you know, British Stelsa is kind of not what you expect. But honestly, we just went with British Stelsa because sometimes you get
British Stelsa with
there's a couple of VAs that also were like people that I had approached specifically because like
celebrities.
They did other stuff that was like good in terms of the quality of like the type of voice that they did, and also they were involved in the fandom to some degree.
Like Casey was one of those where it's like they are so well known. They're like, you know, the anime VA that is the Homestuck, and everyone thought we thought that would be really, really cool. So Janaya approached Casey, asked him. I mean, you know what you did better than I do.
Yeah. I basically just shot them an email and was like, hey, because like at that point we knew each other like, you know, reasonably well in terms of like being familiar with what the other person did and stuff. And like Casey had been in the fandom and done like the Sakon thing, so it was like, hey, would you be willing to do this thing? Because they were doing that like 413 and then role playing as Karkat for like several months.
Yeah. So, but then with people like Palipa had the open casting call. So I don't know if you remember the casting call when we put that out. It was open for honestly longer than it should have.
Yeah.
Next time we do a casting call, we are not opening it for 2 months. We're going to open it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
We got so many auditions, like a ridiculous amount of auditions. But yeah, we spent several nights, just the two of us, going through the auditions. We would, first we'd weed out all the ones that had a mic that just... Oh, mic quality was the first thing we weeded out, because if your mic quality is not good, you're going to be hard to listen to. It doesn't matter how good a voice actor you are. You got to have a clear mic. So we weeded out all of the stuff, and then we had like different levels. So if you pass the mic quality level, then we'd take it to the person who wrote the route, and Janaya wrote this route, so it was up to Janaya. It was always up to the person who wrote the route what the final one was. And so we would get on call, the two of us and the writer of the route. I'm sure Chrissy remembers going on to listen to the listen to the Amicias, because Torona was pre-picked, but we had to pick Amicia through the casting call.
And I agreed with the pick voice. I think Tex is what we, what Torona was initially casted for. In previous times we've used Torona, and Tex always does a wonderful job with it, so I agree. And picking the Amicia ones, it was also tough, because as a writer you have to think about, what am I trying to sound like with this character? How is this going to go with the character's development and growth, and of course their age? Because another thing you have to think about is that you want to make sure they sound like they've actually grown up.
Yeah, that was the one that was tricky with the younger characters. Is like, okay, someone like Wanshi, you imagine Wanshi in the original Friendsim, she's like, oh, ooh, ooh. She's very, very tiny and cute, but
she's like 16.
Yeah.
The VA for Wanshi was good.
Yeah, actually Miranda was a last minute swap.
Yeah, we had swapped that around.
But like that was one that was very tricky to find when we were originally doing the auditions too. It's like so many of the Wanshi VAs were very cute and very small, and like, oh, she's such a little baby, but she's not a little baby anymore.
Yeah, like Anna was saying, we would take it to like, initially it was like we would kind of go through and it was like, okay, one is the technical quality of the recording and setup and everything, like at a minimum level of like acceptability, and then like who is like a performance that we feel like kind of fits like the general vibe of the character, and like that would go on to a final selection that we would put in front of the writers and be like, okay, hey, which of these people fits best with what you're looking to do?
And sometimes it was really hard, like really down to the minutia of like, okay, which one sounds slightly better than the other? But then sometimes it was like with Lynera, like Autumn Ivy didn't even originally audition for Lynera.
No, they auditioned for a different character.
They auditioned for Charon.
They auditioned for Charon, but like their voice felt like a fit for Lynera, so I had asked them to send a read for Lynera, and it was really good, like that.
And it was a very, very unique Lynera.
Right.
We had put in the casting call that Lynera would be a soprano. Mm-hmm. I based the descriptions off of vocal parts rather than gender. Because, like, I could say high female voice, but that would exclude all the high voice people who aren't women.
I got a question about recording. So someone asked if they send their voices to you or would you record it all like in Discord. So we didn't do live recording. Like, we had them recording on their end for like quality reasons, but we didn't do live direction. We would do like asynchronous. So basically, like, they would send us their takes, I'd go through it, and then if there were like retakes needed, I would ask for retakes.
Also, live direction can be very tricky with the timing.
Yeah,
and with time zones. Like, we have people in Europe. We have people all over the world.
Like, live direction both in terms of, like, time for us as, like, the game's, production staff, but also, like, for the VAs, because it's a big commitment to, like, sit down and do that. So, like, for a lot of smaller indie projects, like, live direction is very demanding, both on the VAs and on the production staff. So, yeah, we'd have them send us recordings.
That might be an interesting thing to do a video on for later on the channel, like recordings and things like that, and we can use it. You can use via Hive Swap and Homestuck characters to demonstrate it.
Yeah.
Well, we did just do a video about
on the
our
voice
voices.
breakdown.
Oh, yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah, if you guys have ever been curious on how we form our Homestuck Hive Swap voices, we did a whole video about that.
And then the other category for like voice stuff is a bunch of random characters that I just did voices for because we needed a random person to do it.
Yeah, that's why there's Vriska in Volume 5.
Also, asking Anna to do Vriska.
For the Bandit Queen random character, it's like, well, who else is a Bandit Queen other than Vriska?
The Bandit Queen, and then the Easter egg Vriska character.
Like actual-ass Vriska.
The actual Vriska. That was fun.
I'm still very, very... Oh, it's not volunteers, it was paid.
Yeah.
The voice acting was paid. Everybody who voiced something on this, except for Janaya, got paid. So actually, if you guys are running large projects and you want to know the secret to getting a lot of auditions, honestly, pay a little bit of money.
Offer to pay people.
We did not pay very much, like, at all. And if you have a small project with like a small handful of characters and can afford like to throw a couple $100 towards voice actors, it's worth it because you will get so many people. Because honestly, paid gigs, any money is good.
Yeah, like they're like, we tried very hard to make the rates for this game like not completely shitty. Like they're not as good as like a union gig or like a full commercial project, but like we tried to give
a fan project that we're not going to make a cent off of. We're paying pretty decent.
Like it was like we just want to give people like a reason to commit their like something for committing their time to it, because like recording lines for this takes, you know,
they're pretty long rounds.
That takes some time, and then like like I do a lot of the like very time consuming like breaking the lines up and stuff, so that helps. But
there's arguably no character that embodies Homestuck more than Vriska.
Yeah.
Vriska is Homestuck.
Vriska somehow ended up in this high flop game.
True. In Halloween, don't worry, this information wasn't like broadcasted live or anything publicly, so you're faux pas was done or anything.
Yeah, like, well, no, I mean, the casting call had rates listed on it, but like none of this is like, this isn't like a dirty secret or anything. It's like we tried to be very upfront about what we were doing and like how much we were paying people for stuff, and like, you know, the fact that like it's hard to run a fan project in general, and like the ones that you're like asking for volunteer time are even harder because like you got to respect people's time at the end of the day. Like you can't just be like, I demand that you do this. Like
especially for something as big as this.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to ask a friend to record 7 lines for a comic dub for free.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be like, hey, you're gonna read 300 lines and do it with high quality recording equipment by this strict deadline. Like you gotta pay for that.
And we also tried to be like respectful of people's lives and time too. Like there are a couple of, you know, we had people that had to drop out for various reasons, and like be respectful of that and stuff. Like that's why I ended up writing so many of the routes. Like I had already decided I was going to write a good chunk of it, but there were a couple of writers that had like other commitments and stuff, and it's like, okay, that's fine. You know, with varying degrees of like script completion. So, you know, running a big project is always a challenge. We should do a SOCON panel about that sometime. Like not just writing, but like running a large project like this.
Honestly, that would be a really good idea for SOCON panel.
Because
I still want to do a live SOCON panel, so
yeah, and you've got to treat the people you're working with like decently. Like you can't act like the people that are working for you are like your servants or whatever,
it's
or like beneath you. Like they're putting their time into this too. They're putting themselves out there, and like you should treat the people you work with decently and like respect their creativity and their output, and be honest with them and be upfront with them. Don't like
if you
lie
don't
to
do
them.
these, people aren't going to want to work with you on your next project.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is how it goes with theater too. Like,
yeah.
Yes, I am going to be paying actors to be in the live reading of my musical because you gotta. This is their job. It's a professional thing, but also just because I'm paying them does not mean that they will bend to my whims. I want to be like respectful.
I'm gonna
when
pay
they
you
have
$50 to do voice acting. I command you now. Like no.
Like you don't have a right to them just because you're giving them money.
If you do that, they're not gonna want to come on to your next project.
Yeah, and collaboration is really important. Like especially when you're pulling all these assets together to make everything like work. You want everything to fit together nicely and like complement the other elements of it, and yeah, that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but like the end result is worth it.
Yeah,
so.
Bottom line, manners and professionalism.
Yeah.
And just kindness.
Yeah,
kindness
just
and like
not being
understanding.
a dick.
Manners.
Like, yeah, running projects can be a balancing act, but like at the end of the day, like this is something that should be a positive experience for the people involved.
The fact that this game is still free to play, so we would not be able to charge for this game because we do not own the IP for these characters.
Playing chicken with getting sued by What Pumpkin. Like,
yeah.
we know that they're aware that this game exists, and like they haven't tried to like have it taken down, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I think it would be very, very stupid of them to try and take it down, because this game sends people
That's
to
free
Friendsim
real
1.
estate.
It's free advertising.
Not to mention, any money that people do donate to the game goes to charities.
Well, no. Currently, it's going to recouping development costs. We did
Yes.
donate some money to charities.
Okay, my bad.
If you send money, if you pay for it on itch.io, which is completely voluntary, or you donate to like my Ko-fi specifically, then it goes to like basically recouping the development costs. But yeah, that was the whole idea there. But like, yeah, if you don't want to pay for it, we don't expect you to.
It's free. It's fandom. Fandom stuff shouldn't be behind a paywall because we are all doing this out of love.
Someone found the original Friendsim.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah, and like
Which the
play
original
the original.
Friendsim is fun. I
The original Friendsim
fell
is
in
fun.
love with these characters from the original Friendsim.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the original Friendsim, my channel would be still like 100 subscribers because the Chixie rap is what put me on the fucking radar.
And if you go onto Anna's channel, you'll see when Anna and I streamed doing the Friendsim chapters together.
Yeah, non-homestuck roommate.
When
plays
I was
Friendsim.
the non-homestuck roommate, and the occasion and we'd also have special guests, aka friends, my
Yeah.
occasional dates.
Yeah. So we should keep playing.
Yeah, sorry for this long
we
detour.
had a nice little discussion.
It's having fun.
It was fun. Treat people good and you'll be treated good. Yeah,
Aw.
exactly.
Corroded ammo, dead rounds, worthless guns.
You think that she's made her point pretty well? Their rebellion is running on scraps at this point, down to whatever bits and pieces they can cobble together, steal.
Or buy off the black market. Are you getting it now? Of course you'd know this if you'd stuck around.
Look, real quick before things get too crazy, you really are sorry for disappearing the way you did. It was sort of your fault, but she's got to believe you didn't mean to just vanish for so long.
I don't gotta believe shit. Wanna apologize? Great. I don't have to accept it. Maybe you're different now. Maybe not. My Moirails don't abandon me. Don't leave me alone.
She frowns and glances away in the direction that Tigiri left the room. The conversation, if you can even call it that, lapses into awkward silence for a few minutes. Eventually Tigiri comes back. This time he's wearing the same kind of body armor that Philippa has on and he's holding his rifle. You meant to ask before, what happened to his sword? He seemed really attached to that thing and you haven't seen it at all. Tigiri fixes you with a cold stare.
I don't want to talk about that, okay? Remember what I said about secrets?
Philippa leans over and puts a hand on his shoulder. She doesn't say anything, but Tigiri nods quickly.
It's fine. Thanks.
He puts a hand over hers and nods again, his face set. For a second, you see something there that looks weirdly vulnerable, and then it's gone, replaced with the same set jaw as before.
Malik, are we ready to go?
You make the trip back down the stairs in an extremely awkward silence, with Philippe and Tigiri walking next to each other and purposely ignoring you. Malik stays next to you, so not everyone hates you. It's a pretty cold comfort at this point, though. In the van, you end up sitting in the back with Philippa and Tigiri. Definitely a situation which isn't even a little bit extremely awkward. So what exactly are we going to do?
We are on an important job. You are an annoying parasite.
We're going to meet a supplier of ours. A black market contact.
Don't tell them that.
It's fine. What are they going to do? I know you're mad, but they're coming along. They at least deserve to know what foes they'll be facing.
From the front of the van, Malik clears his throat loudly.
Shouldn't be any foes at all. It's just a simple deal. Tetrarch set this up himself.
Wait, Tetrarch? Something about that feels so familiar.
They're a bronze blood who helps us out. They're connected. Ex-Moirails with that one arena stickball player.
You know exactly who he means, Zephyros, and you know exactly what he's been up to lately.
Precisely. Although I fail to understand how those specifics matter.
Well, you talked to Zephyros and he was pretty broken up over the scandal he went through. You tried to help him through it. You think maybe he's planning to help Chixie with her protest music.
Yeah, a scandal because his ex Moirail turned out to be a major rebel organizer.
Tigiri laughs and shrugs his shoulders.
Sometimes, the irony of life truly is inescapable.
Oh, stop it, Tigiri.
You swear you see a smile break on Philippe's face, even if it's only for a second.
Doesn't matter. Our contact relationship drama isn't important. He's got guns.
Well, his connections have guns. This is the first time we're dealing with this supplier.
After the last one got raided,
Tigiri gets quiet again and looks down at his feet.
legislators. Damn it all.
Oh no.
It's consistent, though. It's just
Okay.
the way he pronounces it now.
Okay, that's funny that Tigiri, a enforcement division legislator, never learned how to pronounce
That's
his own
why
job.
I left it.
I kind of love that.
It actually ends up being very
almost
good.
on the same level as Stelsa not actually knowing how to pronounce her mate's name.
Yes. He doesn't explain this comment at all, but you're guessing that further prodding wouldn't be appreciated. After a little while longer, you feel the van start to slow down and pass over a series of speed bumps. Outside, you see the city fade into shadow as you pull into some kind of covered structure.
We're here.
Okay, Malik, you stay here. Tigiri and I will handle the actual deal.
And what about you?
I don't give two fucks what you do.
Oh, okay.
Just stay close to us if you're going to insist on tagging along. We know what we're doing. You don't.
Stay in the van.
You step out of the van and walk deeper
God
into
damn it!
what looks like a dimly lit parking garage under a building. Nearby, Philippe and Tigiri are shifting their weapons nervously. About 30 yards
my
down
song.
from the van, you're starting to feel very vulnerable.
I don't like this. I don't trust our contact, even if the Tetrarch did set things up.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Somewhere in the shadows of the garage, you hear the sound of an engine starting. A dark gray car rolls forward, with windows almost completely blacked out. The car stops a few yards away, and the doors open to reveal a troll in a dark suit and sunglasses. Stylish, but also
Oh, you
extremely
didn't loop it
suspicious.
correctly.
Why? This is the first part.
Yeah, it's supposed. It has a little overhang of one bar,
Oh, okay.
so you could start the loop while it's still playing that one bar because there's a bit
Oh,
of a
you
fade
can't do that with looping in RenPy.
God damn it! Because you can do. I know you can do that with some game software.
Yeah, no, not easily in RenPy. There are ways to control looping, but it's like really not great.
Can I send you a better looped version
Sure.
of both sides so you can do that?
Yeah,
in
I
the
can.
next patch?
I can just patch it out because there's a typo actually in the help section that needs to be patched too.
It's like caramel versus caramel. There's a small minority that
Yeah,
pronounces it
exactly.
Tigiri's way, and they have a club and everything. Yes.
I love how you wrote their Moira legions. They care for each other.
Yeah, I actually really like Polygary a lot. Like they're actually a really good Moira allegiance that doesn't get enough like attention.
You're the ones that Tetrarch said would be coming. Philippe Gozi and Tigiri Cowper.
Yeah, what fucking of it?
Do you have the armaments we're paying so handsomely for?
The troll smiles and stretches their neck slowly from side to side.
Oh yeah, I've got the armaments all right. As soon as the funds are transferred.
Philippa leans over and speaks into a microphone attached to her body armor.
Okay, Malik, wait 1 second. Do you have the sample?
The troll shrugs and motions to someone in the car. Another troll steps out with a large black rifle case. Walking forward, she sits down on the floor of the parking structure and opens the case to reveal a long sniper rifle of some kind.
As promised, we've got 2 of these, fresh from the Fleet Security Forces armory.
That wasn't everything we agreed to, and you know it.
Of course. We've got 6 automatic rifles and 3,000 rounds of ammunition. Thing is, the price is gonna be a little bit more than we told the Tetrarch.
The troll shrugs and taps their hand absently. Philippa bristles.
Why? That wasn't what we discussed. Why are you changing things?
You know how it is. You run into complications.
Definitely not stalling.
Philippa, I don't like this. There's something wrong.
Something the matter?
We don't trust you.
Can't imagine why not. Don't trust your Tetrarch.
He's not our anything.
Touchy. Well, the price is double what we said before. Unless you want this to go to someone else. Someone less principled.
I'm telling you, this feels wrong.
You back away a little bit. No one really seems to be paying you much mind at all and start to look around the parking structure. Hey, just a really quick thing. Was there always a couple black vans parked near the entrance? You see Felipe's eyes go wide.
Fucking bastard!
Without warning, she raises her rifle and fires the bird. We're not going to be able to read most of this. And I'm going to biff it. So we can die.
Hang in there!
Leave them. We need to fall back, now!
Legislature. Rip.
Alright, now with the not dying.
Fucking bastard! Get your fucking head down!
Felipa bends over and screams into the microphone on her body armor.
Malik, get ready to get us the fuck out!
You rush over to a low concrete barricade in the middle of the parking structure with bullets whizzing all around you. Down at the other end of the parking garage, you can see a group of trolls wearing red goggles and heavy body armor.
Fucking legislaturators!
You keep staring at the trolls down at the end of the parking garage until Tigiri grabs the back of your hoodie and pulls you down roughly. Good thing, too, because a hail of bullets ripped through the space where your head just was.
Keep your fucking head down! You want to get shot?
You very much do not.
Any time would be fucking good!
Two of the legislators go down, welts of teal coming from their heads. You're sick to your stomach. You can smell the blood.
Hey, come on!
Tigiri reaches out and grabs you by the shoulder. You can see him shaking, but he's definitely holding it together better than you are right now.
We need to get to the van. Stay close.
You crouch down behind Tigiri, hoping that his body armor will at least provide a little bit of cover for you. The van is up ahead. You're surprised that none of the legislators are trying to fire on the van, but Felipa and Tigiri are a more immediate threat.
Malik, I hope you're ready to go!
You hit the side of the van and Tigiri lands heavily next to you, firing his rifle as he moves. You fall into the van as the sound of bullets hitting the metal sides rings out all around you. At least the van seems to be armored, so that's...
Fucking drive!
Felipa slams the door shut behind her and throws herself low to the floor.
Keep your asses down. No idea how good the armor on this thing is.
With a sudden jolt, the van starts moving, the engine surging as Malik guns it toward the exit.
Hold on. This is it.
You brace yourself up against the side of the van. Felipa and Tigiri are both lying flat on their backs, holding their rifles close to their chests. So that's what you do. Right up until you head around the corner a bit too quickly, the van whips and you hit your head.
I think I'm gonna send you a.
I must say, I admire your persistence. I really do.
Oh, what?
I think I'm gonna send you a redo of those songs that are a little louder too.
I mean, I have the music turned down.
Okay, but it's considerably less loud than
Oh, okay.
the other song before it.
Yeah.
So I
That
guess
you
it's about the same
continue to put
level as those
yourself in
ones.
these positions in spite of it having no tangible benefit whatsoever.
No, shut up, shut up, shut up! How can you say that you're not making a difference when you obviously are?
Oh, keep telling yourself that. It makes it more true.
Are they all right? What is happening right now?
They hit their head. It'll be fine.
The world around you feels soft. Fuzzy? Everything is fuzzy as you slowly regain consciousness. You notice that you're still in the van, but it seems to be moving a lot slower than before. Your head hurts.
You're fine.
She turns away from you and turns to Gary, who's sitting on the floor of the van, visibly shaking.
Are you okay?
Her voice is so much softer when she speaks to him. Tigiri nods slowly.
I'll be okay.
None of the usual bluster he speaks with. You recognize the signs of shock from your own numerous experiences with it.
We're out now, right? They're gone?
Yeah, they're gone.
Tigiri nods quickly and looks over at you, his eyes dropping.
I'll be okay.
You notice that Felipa's reaching out and placing her fingers on his outstretched palm. Tigiri wraps his fingers around her hand and nods.
Thanks. I just need to regain my composure after that shameful display of our enemy's cowardice.
He smiles. It looks forced, but it's there, and Felipe nods.
Yeah. Hey, Malik, what the fuck happened back there?
Malik doesn't answer right away, and when he does, you can hear the desperation in his voice.
I don't know. I'm trying to get in touch with Tetrarch now, but he isn't answering the fucking palm husk.
He set us up, didn't he?
No, I don't think so. He wouldn't do that to us. He is one of the most wanted criminals in the Empire.
So maybe he turned, got himself a sweet deal, sold us out.
You don't want to interrupt, but you kind of don't think that's how it works. It takes you a long time to get back to the abandoned office building, and you have the feeling that Malik is intentionally taking as many turns as possible to avoid surveillance. Finally, he pulls his van into a side alley and dips down to the space between the building and the next one and the one next to it, hiding anyone within from view. So that didn't go great. Or two. Oh yeah. Okay, this is just more of his like random stuff that he tweets out periodically.
No fucking shit.
She turns to Malik and glares, staring directly at him.
This is your fault. You know that, right?
What are you talking about? What did I do?
You got so focused on the tiny details that you lost sight of the bigger picture.
When one focuses only on the forest, the trees tend to eat him alive.
Wait, no, that's not how the saying goes.
It is. On Alternia.
You should know better. We can't trust anyone outside of our circle.
She looks very specifically at you when she says it.
Can't trust anyone.
Without another word, Felipe turns and walks into a side door that leads into the office building. Tagiri glances at you, his face apologetic, before he turns to follow. Now it's just you and Malik, hanging out in an alleyway next to a bullet-dented van.
I don't understand how any of this happened. Everything he told us was always dead on.
You assume he's talking about the Tetrarch? Their contact? Malik nods, nervously tapping away at his palm husk.
Yes, he is someone with military contacts, I think.
A nervous shrug, and Malik keeps staring at the palm husk. You know Tetrarch is probably too many letters for a troll name, and figuring out who he really was wasn't too hard. Once it came out that he was tied to Zephyros, you could easily make the connection.
He tried to stay anonymous. Said it was for the best if we didn't know his real name. Probably shouldn't have used his real name for his fucking band. Dammick and the Grubbles. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, you think that maybe that Dammick probably should have definitely not been so open about everything, given his involvement with the rebels. At least Zephyros was smart enough to go into hiding, sort of.
Yeah, Zeph got drunk one time and told us about his ex-Moirail. And it wasn't too hard for us to put things together. So, if we could figure it out, I'm sure that the Legis Corpus could too. We've always tried to keep operational security, but...
Malik is staring down at his palm husk, his eyes unblinking.
Dammick. He's dead.
The palm husk slides out of Malik's hand and hits the pavement with a soft crunch.
Let's click on the alert.
Legis Lacerators have just eliminated the rebel leader known only as Tetrarch. All glory to her imperious condescension and the Legis Corpus, agents of her brave left hand.
Tetrarch.
No, he's not.
Hey, is he gonna be okay? Malik shuffles over to the same doorway that Felipe and Tagiri went through a little while earlier.
Do whatever you want.
Malik fades into the shadows of the building, and you stand there in the empty alleyway looking after him, wondering what the hell they're going to do now. Carefully, you pick up the broken palm husk. You pick the broken palm husk up from the ground and walk into the office building after Malik. This is one of the James Roach songs, by the way.
Nice.
This is the one called "Don't Tell Anyone That I Did This for a Homestuck Fan Game for Money."
Sounds very James Roach.
Yeah.
Like, very distinctively James Roach's piano and also his chord progressions. Also, it just... Yeah, which one does... Sounds sort of like Worst End. Actually, yeah, the instrumentation is almost identical to Worst End.
Atlas Advocate, you need to help me out here. I'll DM you. As you're about to turn the corner into the main floor of the rebel hideout, you stop. You can hear voices from around the corner.
I'm serious. I'm fine. A warrior never lets setbacks defeat him.
Palipa laughs. She sounds so much more comfortable than she did around you.
Sure, as long as you're okay. Been a long fucking day.
It has indeed. But what about you?
What about me? I'm fine. You know I'm fine.
I don't mean about what just happened. I mean about you and your other, Moirail?
Ex-Moirail, more like. I don't want to talk about them. Fucking abandon us.
It seems to me that there's something else going on. Don't you think it was extremely strange that we could never find any trace of them for so long? That doesn't strike you as a little bit odd?
Alright, so this one you get two very different, versions of the same events, and, the more, gut-wrenching one is probably Tagiri's account of it.
Let's make it sad. Wait, so will this affect Revolution?
It does not affect anything. It is just two perspectives. You can choose which one you want to see. So, yeah, if you interrupt them, you talk to Tagiri. If you don't interrupt them, you end up talking to Palipa.
Which one would you prefer, Janai, as the writer?
I'm going to do the interrupt them one.
Okay.
I feel like that's the, more sort of poignant one. Although they're both, honestly, what you should do is save and just, look at them both. But
Yeah,
I'm not
of
going to
course.
bother with that. Okay, they are obviously talking about you. If you had ears in any meaningful sense of the word, they would be burning right now. And you can't just stand around and listen to this. You step around the corner and Palipa's face immediately grows dark.
Listening in, huh? Just can't ever not be like this. Long as you filled your pale quadrant, right? Doesn't matter if you hurt people in the process.
No, that's not right at all. You just have a lot of friendship to go around. Or, well, okay, it's complicated.
That's what folks say when it's not really complicated, when they just want to avoid talking. So okay, I can avoid talking, if that's what you want.
She walks past you intentionally and roughly, bumping into your shoulder as she passes by. When she gets to the door, she turns back and looks at Tagiri, not you.
I'll be in my room if you want to keep talking.
Sure. I'll be there in a minute.
Tagiri shifts and looks at the wide plate glass window out onto the city below. He's out of the body armor that he had on before, and he seems to be uninjured. Hey, anyone you can walk away from, right? He shrugs.
I suppose there's some wisdom in that saying. Still.
He turns and looks at you closely. Hey, you know that you didn't really get to know each other on the deep level before, but you were buds, right? Pals, friends.
Yes, I considered you a friend. I know that Palipa has her issues with you, but I don't necessarily share them. I'm sure you had your reasons for disappearing.
Yeah, there's a whole thing there. It's a long story, basically. The short version is that a being of immense power is kind of pissed off at you for meddling in his timeline. Oddly enough, Tagiri seems to take this pretty well in stride. There was something else, though. Something you were wondering about before.
Oh?
Why is he helping the rebels like this? Tagiri bristles and his whole body tenses up.
What do you mean by that, exactly?
Oh, come on! He just got into a literal gunfight with the Legislaturators. You know that Tizius was helping to cover up their tracks. He's so far beyond misfiling paperwork and starting a couple small fires.
Yes, that's true.
So, how did he end up like this? You thought he was pretty keen on the idea of being part of the Legislators himself when he went through Ascension. And that obviously didn't happen, so what changed? Tagiri doesn't answer you right away this time, and his whole demeanor changes. His shoulders slump and his head droops as he looks out the window again. You hear him sigh softly, and when he does speak again, the voice that comes out is muted and distant.
I was a legislator, in training to be one.
Oh? Well, you're not sure how that all works exactly? A neophyte like Tizius, right? Tagiri shrugs.
Sort of. I was selected during the ordeals to be part of the legislator enforcers. It was what I always wanted.
But something happened? Tagiri makes a sound that's halfway between a laugh and a sob.
You could say that?
Does he want to talk about it? Once again, Tagiri doesn't answer right away, and Instead, he presses his palm out onto the glass.
There's
Sad
so many
piano
people
music.
out there who don't even know what's going to happen to them. Whole blocks that just disappear. Because of Ascension. Because they go into hiding. Because the Empire decides they've done something wrong.
Oh, okay? You think you can see the soft glint of tears in Tagari's eyes.
I started training a sweep and a half ago. The Enforcement Division called us Initiates. They're supposed to accompany full legislators on their missions, to get first-hand knowledge and understand how the Enforcement Division operates.
There's a sense of dark meaning behind those words, that's a typo, that sends a chill up your spine. He went along on their mission?
One mission. A sweep ago.
He's starting to choke up on the words. You reassure Tagari that this is definitely not something he has to talk about, but he shakes his head quickly and continues.
The mission briefing said, a group of heavily armed rebels is producing subversive and damaging materials for widespread distribution. We were tasked with clearing out the block they operated in, denying them the ability to continue to produce anti-imperial propaganda.
You feel a sudden drop in the pit of your stomach.
It was just a bunch of lowbloods printing concert flyers.
Actually, the concert flyer from Volume 7.
Yeah, if you looked at the posters in Volume 7 and then talked to Chixie at the end of the route, you've already heard about what happened from a different point of view.
I wanted to stop it from happening. You need to understand that. I drew my blade and everything. But what good is a blade that's not even sharp against guns and assault armor? I wasn't even given a pistol. I was still an initiate.
Tagari is shaking and trying desperately to stop himself from breaking into a sob. He really doesn't have to finish this story. It doesn't feel like he's listening to you anymore.
I ran. I hid under some back stairs in the corner of the building, where they wouldn't find me. And I could hear everything.
He stops abruptly and takes a deep breath. Oh my god, you had no idea he'd been through something so horrible. You reach out to, you don't know, pat him on the back or something? You're not really sure how to handle these kinds of situations. Thierry pulls away and shakes his head.
It was right after that, cowering in the shadows of a hive stem-turned graveyard, that I found Pelipa again. That time, she saved me. You understand now? I can't be a part of what you two are doing. This petty fighting. She's my Moirail, and I care about her more than you could imagine.
Tagari walks past you, brushing past with a whisper of cloth as he walks to follow after Pelipa.
If you would at least respect that, I would greatly appreciate it.
You're not sure what to do. It feels like it would be wrong to get in between what's going on with Pelipa and Tagari. Maybe we should check in on Malik? You know what? That sounds like a really good idea. So we got some more
What's
Malik.
going on here? Oh, of course.
It's Malik and Tizius.
Why are you tagging me here?
You wouldn't respond to my DM.
Kinda going through a lot. Give me a minute and I'll call you. Wait, what is the a lot?
This just
is
like
so
everything
good.
she's dealing with in general.
Okay, so
no,
so
because we aren't doing there's no Moirail. That actually, there's a chitter post that resolves that is in Volume 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that was the route.
But we did the polycool ending, which means that technically Daria's only got one Moirail.
Mm-hmm. Daria is just like the poly queen.
Yeah.
She can have as many of any quadrant she wants.
Of course.
Damn, Daria. How come your Lucis lets you have 2 Moirails and mate sprints?
Because she has 2 hands.
You arrive at Malik's control room only to find him in the middle of a very loud conversation on his computer with Tizius. Even though listening in on conversations has maybe a 10 to 15% success rate for you, you decide to sit there for a minute and listen anyway. Old habits die hard and all that.
You can't just leave us out to dry like this. It's not fair.
Malik, I'm not in the Legis Corpus anymore. We're in the same position you are, even if we're in the same rebellion. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Something. Do something. They were waiting for us, Tiz. They knew what was happening. They killed the Tetrarch. You saw, right?
You can hear the sigh even over the video call.
I know. I saw the alert.
So, help us. Look, you know I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. You know I wouldn't do that to you. I can't. Look, it's important. Just trust me that it's important.
This time, Tizzius doesn't make a sound. You can feel the pause in the middle of the dead air, and there's something worse about that than anything she could possibly say.
I can't wipe the paper trail. You know this is something they're gonna keep out of the library, right? This is bad, Malik. This is Central Registry bad. Off-site records bad. The best you can do is to get into the systems and, do your thing.
Malik doesn't answer right away. You can practically hear the sound of his thoughts grinding to a stop.
What is it? What's wrong?
I can't.
What?
I had root access to the drone registry, but it got revoked right after the Tetrarch was killed. Which means someone found the hack and patched the exploit I was relying on. Which means we're locked out.
It hits you all at once, like a slow-motion punch to the guts. This is the first time he's ever been in this position. Maybe they're running this kind of by the seat of their pants, but they're used to at least succeeding, at least surviving.
Even if I was still on the inside, what could I do? Something this big? This much heat? It's not gonna go away with a couple modifications to a database record. I'm sorry, I need to go.
Wait, Tizzius, please.
You can hear the chime of the video call ending, which you take as a cue to tactfully knock on the doorframe. Malik looks up at you.
Okay.
I guess you heard at least some of that, didn't you?
I want you guys to tell me if I'm crazy, but when the phone filter is put on my voice, I sound more like Nora than myself.
No.
Not really.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because it brings out the tones in my voice that I share with Nora.
I guess,
No,
like...
I find...
Makes me sound younger.
No, I find... When I think of Nora's voice, I think of Nora's more of a high-pitched version of you.
She's not high-pitched. We're the same pitch level.
I guess. I don't really think so.
The difference between myself and Nora is not pitch, it's enunciation.
Yeah.
I enunciate more than she does. And that's why when I hear my older recordings, it sounds more like her because I enunciate less. But the filter takes away any enunciation.
I still don't really think so.
Okay, maybe I'm crazy then. Okay, also, I need to pee.
Yeah,
Can
go.
one of you hold my computer?
I can hold it.
Oh, I will
keep the chat.
Do you want to keep going, or do you want to wait until we should wait till you come back?
Okay, yeah, because I haven't.
Because you haven't actually seen this.
Yeah.
Done.
Whoa, careful.
Careful.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't gonna fall. I was afraid I was gonna knock over the computers with the.
All right.
Next time I'll get up.
Tagiri is now an anime samurai with a tragic backstory mode, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's okay.
And someone says, Magpie says, it feels like the Empire was toying with them a little bit, with him getting locked out just after the Damic news hit. Yeah, absolutely. Sunny, yeah, this track is one of the James Roach ones. This is, hold on, I gotta show you all the credits. So this is, this song, Don't Tell Anybody I Wrote This for a Homestuck fan game for money.
I do like that one of Damic's computer screens does look like a giant robot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that's a drone. So one thing there's actually a variant. So here the newscaster is showing the garage scene now. And before it was like this generic cityscape. So they're like telling it. The news is covering what just happened at the shootout. Yeah, most of James Roach's stuff for this wasn't titled. But, like, that one, he put it on his SoundCloud, and that was what he called it, so... Yeah, this volume, this one actually has been... So this volume was this one was written a while ago. Like, it's been one of the volumes that's had a lot of work done on it. So, like, some of this stuff I added very late on. Like, the newscaster thing I added, like, 3 weeks before the route ship. Because I was like, wait a minute, I could make, like, this little reference. And, of course, if you poke around in the computer systems when you start hacking, there's, like, some sort of, like, foreshadowing and other information. But I really like this route. This is one of my favorites that I wrote. Thank you. I'm glad people are enjoying this. I was hoping that people would like this. I think people are gonna like Volume 10 as well. That I had a lot of fun with. Welcome, Spyoxen. We are waiting for Anna to get back from the bathroom, and then we are gonna start. The Waffle House has found its new member. We'll get back into this into the final stretch of the route. Isn't it host? Hidden achievement. Yeah, actually the hidden achievement, we are going to be able to find that. You can get it in the first, like, hacking training section, and I will show people how to do it. That is a very obscure one. Like, I don't even think the name of the achievement, like, hint tells you, like, how to get it. Yeah, it's so obscure. Anna's coming back soon here. I was telling chat that we're gonna find the hidden achievement, which is very obscure.
Oh yeah. Whoop, whoop.
Like, there is basically nothing that would, like, unless you decided to do this extremely random thing during the hacking section.
I'm sleepy.
Alright. You got it. You don't feel like you have much to gain from dishonesty here, so you nod. Malik sighs and stands up, stretching his legs with a light pop. You walk out and hand him the palm Husky dropped earlier in the alleyway. He takes the device and glances down at the cracked screen, frowning.
Thanks. I guess I should apologize. I'm the one who brought you into this. Probably isn't what you were expecting when you came back, huh?
Honestly, none of this was what you were expecting. Malik nods grimly.
That is fair.
I understand Palipa's damage on a personal level. Yeah, like, the whole idea was that, like, people were gonna have different reactions to, like, MSPAR leaving, and some of them are, like, pretty angry at them. Like, not necessarily, like, completely rationally, because, like, yes, MSPAR did get kind of, like, kidnapped by forces beyond their control, but also, like, that doesn't mean that you don't feel a way about it.
I don't know how much of that you heard, but it's looking like we're on our own.
This is probably as good a time of any. This is probably as good of a time to mention this as any, but, well, you think that maybe that isn't strictly true. Malik eyes you suspiciously, cautiously.
What do you mean?
And it doesn't.
You know what? No, I can't make this decision for anyone else. We need to talk to the others.
You walk out into the office floor and wait for the others to show up. Once more, the shining lights of the city entice you from below. You can't help but wonder how many of those lights will wink out tonight. Aww.
You
Or
got a good
tomorrow.
picture of him. He doesn't like pictures.
Or in the days after. Lost to Ascension, killed by the Legis Corpus of the drones, victims of the Empire.
Hey, you. We need to talk real quick.
You look up to see Palipa standing there, her arms crossed and a serious look on her face.
I was talking to Tagiri. I think maybe I was being too hard on you. I don't know why you disappeared, but Tagiri thinks you had a good reason. And I trust him. A lot.
So does this mean you're Moirails again? Palipa glares and shakes her head.
No, I can't do that. It's too much. Don't take it personally. Trust isn't cheap.
Before you can formulate a response to this, Malik and Tigiri walk around the corner, already in the middle of a conversation.
What do you mean she can't help us anymore?
I mean, she is out. She and her mate Sprit both.
This is a major setback for our operations.
I know that, but look, the alien might have some ideas.
Malik, fan service, and this makes me lose my mind. I don't know whether I should thank you or accost you. That's like the only MSPAR ship I even remotely care about is Miss Palak.
I have to agree. Even the Marvis reader stuff, I'm like, not bad. Interesting.
Why is
arm,
this volume
arm
so
stuff
full of
going
feels?
on.
The alien is a wonderful person to discuss the finer points of animated storytelling with, but forgive me if I don't exactly trust their tactical judgment.
Fair.
It hurts a little bit to hear you talking about you like that.
I won't apologize for being honest. You have many strengths, but that is not one of them.
Look, never mind. We have bigger problems.
Like how Tizius can't cover for them anymore.
Yes, but not just that. You've all seen it.
The other two shift nervously. They know what Malik's about to say.
It's getting harder and harder to avoid the Empire. Our allies are being picked off. You all remember that Violet who was super into low blood rights? She was actually starting to say some stuff that sounded promising, making some headway.
Yeah.
Then she's just gone. Chitter profile deactivated a few cycles ago. No one's heard from her.
Tigiri is wearing a Pokemon hat. That is specifically Ash Ketchum's hat from Pokemon. That was intentional, and it's actually mentioned in the very beginning of the route that he got it out of a dumpster. But wait a minute. Don't they still have other contacts? People like Tizius and Stelsa? People willing to put their lives on the line for the sake of fighting against the Empire?
Sure, but for how much longer? How much longer before they disappear too? It's a losing game. How long until we make a wrong move? It almost happened today. So, if you know of a better way, we're listening.
Alright, now you get the choice, and we're gonna do Revolution. These are like slightly different. The last mission is slightly different depending on this. Like, there's a lot of commonality, but there's a little bit of deviation. You can help them keep fighting. Hello, cat. We have a kitty here joining us.
'Cause you can't stop the call to revolution.
You really respect what they're doing here, fighting the Empire and all that. You don't want them to stop fighting the good fight, but this is clearly getting out of hand. Having lost a major ally and only narrowly escaped from the Legislators, that has to have hurt them. Bleepa's glaring at you, her gaze hard and unwavering.
The hell do you know? What do you know about our struggle, about what we've been through? What's your big plan? What resources, what plan, what connections do you have?
You know people? In spite of everything, you've managed to get in touch with a whole bunch of the rebels.
I mean, a lot of that was through us.
Shut up, Malik. I don't need you to back me up.
She stabs a finger out at you. You weren't really intending for this to turn into a whole thing, just that you thought you could maybe help them out.
What makes you think we need your help?
Oh, hello.
Philippa, it's okay.
How do I help?
Tigiri steps forward and puts his hands on Bleepa's shoulders, holding her steady. You can see the tension go out of her.
It's not okay.
You're a
Hasn't
fat cat.
been okay for a long time.
We have a kitty that has joined
Hi,
us.
Milo.
How do I pet cat?
Here. Well, he doesn't want to
never
be
mind.
pet right now, but when you pet, you gotta make sure to be gentle. Let him
Go
sniff your hands.
Yeah. Why does that attract cats?
I don't know. Cat's
Hey,
just
baby. Hey, kitty, kitty.
like he's a good boy.
Come on, let's go
Is that
talk
a
about
cat?
it.
Oh, he put his claws
Yeah,
in the
he's clawing the carpet.
I thought that was like a good stretch.
He's allowed to do that. He's just not allowed to scratch the couch. Okay.
Gently, Tigiri guides Bleepa out of the room. She lets him without any resistance, and you're alone with Malik again.
I wish I
I
could hold the
figured
cat
this
right
was
now.
coming eventually.
Why does he say that?
I never thought that anyone would convince Stelsa to join the revolution. That is very impressive, my friend.
You weren't necessarily expecting her to be on board with that, or what her maidservant was about, but, well, sometimes people change.
True. And sometimes they don't.
Like Philippe and Tagiri. Malik nods. You're just trying to do what's right.
Yeah. My roommate Maria is home, so that is what you're hearing.
Hi, I love your hair.
Oh, is it not? There's no video.
Okay. No, it's just audio.
If any of you want to see...
Oh yeah, no, right, it's great to see you again.
If any of you want to see more of Maria, we will be doing a benefit concert stream on my channel beginning of February.
Yes.
Something that is hard to figure out sometimes. We all want to do the right thing, but what is the right thing?
You're pretty sure trying to dismantle the Empire is. Just a wild guess. Malik grins at you and slaps you on the back good-naturedly.
Fair enough, Robo Buddy.
Hey, look, we talked.
Good grief.
Philippa takes a deep breath and looks over at Tagiri, who nods reassuringly.
You want to help? We've got an idea.
Okay, you're down to hear whatever they've got to offer.
The Fleet Armory.
Okay, that's definitely a thing that exists. So what was her offer?
That's it, dumbass. We're going to raid the Fleet Armory.
Wait, what? You can't be serious. The Fleet Armory is one of the most heavily defended locations around.
It is, but we know that they're changing out their personnel over the next few cycles. We have an opening.
What's our other option? Waiting and hiding? Hoping that the Legislacerators don't find us?
There's one problem with this. It's one thing to have the guards rotating out, but the armory itself is secured with a redundant security system that uses parallel servers to make sure it's always online. I can hack either one, no problem. But if I take one down, then the other snaps into place, and it's impossible to deactivate the security system. Only way to do this would be if there's someone else who can hack it at the same time.
Oh no.
You can't believe you're about to do this, but you raise your hand. You're helpful. You can help. Malik eyes you skeptically.
I don't know, buddy. You're great and all.
Well, thanks. Oh wait, this is another one of those but sentences, isn't it?
I could teach you the basics before we go, but it's gonna be a lot of pressure. You think you can handle it?
MSPAR becomes a script kitty.
Script kitty?
It's a hacker term for someone that relies on, like, pre-made scripts in order to do what they're doing. Well, you've defended your friends on trial, infiltrated the Legis Corpus flagship, survived the army, investigated a rebel communications relay, played a really intense game of Troll D&D, played auspices to your three Jade Bloods, negotiated the Alternian entertainment industry, and faced off against pro-imperial memaganda. So that's a solid maybe.
I suggest that we put it to a vote. All four of us make this decision together.
That's very
All in favor of ignoring this opportunity, hoping desperately that the same forces that came for the Tetrarch don't find us.
No one raises their hand, not even Malik.
All in favor of proceeding with the next phase in our campaign against the Empire, the raid on the Fleet Armory. A plan, I should add, which is perhaps the coolest thing I've ever heard of.
Philippa's hand goes up right away, followed immediately by Tagiri. Malik slowly raises his hand next. Finally, everyone is looking at you, and you know there's really only one choice now. Raise your hand. Philippa's face breaks out in a genuine smile for the first time since you got here.
At least you still got some sense.
Then it's decided. We'll once more strike at the heart of our foe.
Philippa leans over against Tagiri's shoulder and elbows him in the ribs.
Stop being such a dork. We got stuff to do.
Okay, just you and me. You sure you want to do this?
Malik, it's not like we just had a whole thing about it.
Besides, it doesn't really seem like you have much other choice, right? Malik shrugs.
Good point. Come on, let's go.
Back in the control room, Malik pulls out a chair and sits you down in front of the keyboard in one of the screens. Tagiri's voice low-key reminds me of Kazuha from Genshin. I don't know who voices them. I don't think Casey voices them. Let me look that up. Kazuha... Genshin... English voice actor. No, Mark Whitten does Kazua's voice. Back in the control room, Alex pulls out a chair and sits you down in front of a keyboard in one of the screens.
So, stupid question, but have you used a computer before?
Of course you've used a computer. Hold on one second. I got it. Come on. What is... I hate you, Discord. I made a typo. There we go. Of course you've used a computer. Why, there's a really good chance you're using a computer right now.
Okay. That is a really weird thing to say.
Don't worry about it.
I like that both
If
volume
you
8
want to
and
help
9
out here,
both have
you'll
that
need to
meta
follow my
joke
instructions.
of this being a game.
Actually, this isn't the first time we've thought about hitting this target. I've already built a package to deploy against their security, but I need you to help.
Of course, you've got this. You quickly start hammering away at the keyboard, hearing the quick tap 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 of the keys as you do computer stuff?
Well, it would help to turn the computer on first.
Oh, right.
I've botted you into a training interface so you can play around without fucking anything up. Just remember that when this is real, fucking anything up means that we all get killed.
No pressure, right?
I never said that there wouldn't be pressure. Pretty sure I was clear about that. So, this is the terminal. This is how you're gonna do everything. If you ever forget the basic interface commands, just type in help.
Okay, sounds great. Now how do you hack the planet?
Maybe we'll start a little bit smaller than that. You've got to connect to the fleet network. Type in list
So,
dash
y'all
N
wanted to do this
to list
section,
the
but before we do that, I've got to show people how to get the secret achievement. Because it can only be... So the secret achievement you can only get in this training section. You can't get it in, like, the main game. And it is... You type in DEL as in delete, the old DOS command, system32.dll, which is like the Windows system file in real life. So if you do that, deleting system files.
No, MSPAR, why?
There! You did it!
Wait. You
Oh
did
my God.
what?
You know, deleted that stupid virus everyone's always talking about. Malik stares at the screen and then slowly closes his eyes and presses his hand into the bridge of his nose.
Did you just delete the System32 file? You did that, didn't you?
Yep.
Fucking damn it. This will take a few minutes. There. I fixed the problem that you
Yay!
caused.
Okay, he does seem like he's actually genuinely annoyed, so maybe that wasn't your best decision ever.
Oh, you think so? Who am I kidding? I can't stay mad at you.
He loves you too
You promise you won't
much.
do it again, honest.
Well,
What happens if you do it again?
okay.
I'll show you.
Oh,
Start
no!
We're gonna try this again. And this time, you're not gonna break anything. Type in list-n to list the networks.
Alright,
This is
first.
Malik.
Yeah, Malik writes, I swear, they make me so angry sometimes. Wait, am I pitched for them?
Oh my god.
Okay, so now if we type it again.
Oh, God. This poor boy's going through so much right now, Janaya.
I thought you
Eric,
said
you did not
weren't going to do
finish
that.
I love that. Thank you, Malik.
Aw, but the virus!
For the last time, it isn't a virus, you're just an idiot.
Yeah,
Alright, now you can do the thing. You type list
that's how
space
you know.
hyphen N.
That's how they truly know you are. They're flush
That-
with you.
Yeah.
Cool. Now you need to connect to the secure network. Type in connect-n secure network.
You don't need to click on
Oh.
the box, it'll automatically focus it. You gotta put a space in there.
Is it case sensitive?
Nope. It's completely not case sensitive.
Command not recognized.
Oh, you put in too many N's in connect.
Oops.
Oh, shit.
Shit? Why isn't it working?
I forgot to tell you about the encryption system. You need to enable the right encryption to pair with the network. So, type in encryption-L to list the encryption protocols you have in your key list. Nice, nice, nice. Now, you just need to type encryption-S, secure AES 256-4 to set the encryption.
That's
Wait, so
Encryption and then -S. And then the name of the protocol.
you spelled secure on.
I don't like your keyboard.
Yeah. 256-4.
Okay, now you can get onto the secure network. Just use the same command as before. You can even hit the up and down arrows to scroll through your recent commands.
Oh.
So you go to the connect. That's the one with too many ends.
Oops.
There you go.
I built some backdoors in there over the sweeps, so just type list-I to get a list of all the IP addresses on the network. Nice. Now let's connect to the network gateway. Type connect-I and the IP address.
Uh, 6.3.13.1.
13.1.
6.3.13.1.
You notice this kind of looks like maybe you're not actually able to do anything? That seems like it'll affect the plan a little.
You can't just log onto the fleet network, so I built a little tool for you to get in. Go ahead and type netmole while you're connected to that network. Cool, you got this. Just, actually, do you want to write this down?
You should open a text document
It's
so you can
important.
write the code down. It's randomized. Write things down? You have a mind like a steel trap, incapable of forgetting a single detail except all the details you forget.
Okay, well, maybe you should write it down somewhere, is all
What am I
saying.
writing down?
Too nice.
You'll see in a second.
Shit, I'm going to write it down. So,
I feel.
just type in this code.
Malik hands you a slip of paper with 3U0SHT1MKN written on it.
Was that? Did you just make a random string of numbers?
It's randomized.
Okay, so
it's-
it's different for each one.
It's randomized every playthrough, and it's also different depending on difficulty. So it varies anywhere from 4 to like 16 characters. You should probably try the whole netmole-c thing again, using this code as the configuration string. It auto-corrected it to nettle. You see, you can do computers. You can do computers so good.
3U0. Shit. 1 Macon. Huh? I have to make words out of.
Wait,
things.
Commander? Malik blushes.
A guy can puff himself up just a little bit, right? You get it.
Sure, fantasy's never hurt anyone. Wait, why is Malik blushing even more now?
Anyway, there's some other stuff we'll need to do. But poke around for a little bit with the terminal commands. Just type quit when you're ready to learn about the deployment package, okay?
So, like, you should definitely try out some different commands just to get a feel for things. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to try that help command in case there's anything useful Malik forgot to mention.
What was the help command?
You just type help,
Help!
and that'll give you a list of the different valid commands.
Okay.
Some of which are shortcuts for each other. So like...
What do I do?
So right now you've learned everything you need to actually know to do the hacking. Like, you know how to look for a network, connect to a network, and like connect to the IP address within the network, and do encryption. That's all the game requires you to know how to do.
Okay.
In order to succeed. There are also files on the network sometimes, which you can like look at using view or inspect-f. But you don't have to do that for this route. So at this point, you can just type quit to continue. You're about to let Malik know you feel like you're comfortable moving on to the next part of the process when Tagiri comes running into the room, his eyes frantic.
We need to get out of here!
We're not even close to ready yet.
No, we're leaving. Kalipa was checking local radio traffic and we picked up a series of encoded burst transmissions. We can't decode them, but you know what this means.
Malik's face goes pale and he starts rushing to each of the computers and entering a quick series of keystrokes. What does that mean?
It means they're about to raid something nearby.
It can't be a coincidence. Judging by the volume of transmissions, this isn't just a small-scale operation.
Get down to the van. I'll be there in just a second.
Tagiri doesn't move.
We're staying together on this one. One reed bends and breaks. A bundle of reeds is strong.
Okay. I just need to trip the failsafe and then we can go.
Malik grabs a small laptop, husktop, and then walks over to the nearby closet, opens it up, and pulls a switch down. In a second, you can smell the ozone scent of burning electrical wiring.
Done. That's all the data cores. Fuck. That is a sweep of work gone.
They have a backup or something, right? They're not gonna have to start over completely?
I've got backups of the important stuff in the van and on this husktop. It's fine. Work can be redone. Better that than having them track down everyone we're working with.
They walk down to the alleyway as tense and silent. Tagiri keeps fiddling with his rifle and Malik clutches his husktop close to his chest. Any moment you're expecting the power to cut off and the gunfire to start. Also, this is why Malik doesn't post any more stuff. This is my last message, but I'm still out there. Never stop fighting, never let them win, never lose hope. You are not alone. And then it deletes his account, or deactivates his account. Oh, also the fucking trending.
Hashtag my fleet stories, the exciting life of a helmsman.
Local gossip publication offices burned to the ground. Owner missing.
Hey!
Legislature is closing in on rebel terrorist Tetrarch. That's there from the beginning, too. Mm-hmm. Finally, the door to the alleyway swings open and you walk out into the moonlight again.
Good, you're ready. We need to get going.
Hey, you need to talk to her really
quick. We can talk on the way over. Right now, you get in the van.
You jump into the back of the van, crammed into the space with Tagiri, Kalipa, and what appears to be every piece of gear they could carry in the time you and Malik are working on the computer systems. With a sharp cough of exhaust, the van starts up and rolls smoothly to the end of the alley, bumping out into the uneven pavement. You really hope there aren't any drones looking for them. The bullet-riddled van probably isn't the most inconspicuous thing ever.
It's more common than you think.
After a half hour or so of riding in tense silence, it seems like you're at least out of the city enough that's unlikely the legislators are on your tail. The hills roll by around you, skimming past in a blur as Malik drives further and further into the countryside. You're a little disoriented, but you think that this is a different direction than the Jade Caverns. Here the terrain gets rocky, with the biggest plants being scrub brush that juts up from the hostile landscape defiantly.
There's a certain beauty to it, isn't there?
You turn to Tagiri and nod. Yeah, you guess there is. You know, in spite of all the hostile everything.
She looked for you, you know, after you disappeared.
He nods in the direction of Kalipa, shrugs up against the window of the van, pretending she can't hear him. Tagiri leans in and his voice drops.
She never cared much about flushed or pitched relationships, so pale ones meant all that much more to her. When you disappeared, she was scared at first.
Wasn't scared?
Kalipa scrunches up her nose and keeps looking out the window.
Well, she was worried that something had happened to you. Your adaptability to Alternia was somewhat in question. When we couldn't find you, we assumed the worst.
It doesn't matter, I'm over it. We can talk about feelings later, when we're done.
Tagiri shrugs and doesn't press the issue, falling once more into a tense silence as time passes and the countryside rolls by outside, bringing you ever closer to the fleet compound. After what feels like a couple hours, you finally feel the van slowing down, then rolling to a stop. Malik cuts the engine and turns around in his seat to look at the three of you sitting in the back. What's the new chitter post? Oh yeah, Marvis. Feeling a way about this whole chitter thing. Gonna bounce for a bit and see how I feel after I talk to some folk.
We're here. This is about as close as we're getting without alerting a whole bunch of nasty folks.
Ace Palipa. Yes, that's... I was hoping that... I was, like, not subtle about it, but I'm glad that people picked up on that. You step out of the van. It feels so good to stretch your legs after sitting down for so long, and look around. Off in the distance, you can see the fleet compound stretching out, sprawling over the terrain around it. Looming over the complex below are a pair of extremely threatening spaceships.
Alternian warships. Don't even have names yet.
He says that like it's significant somehow, but you have no idea why.
The ships that are built on Alternia. They'll be named once they're fully crewed up and launch. After that, they'll never come back to Alternia again. Might not even come back to the system again.
Oh wow, that sounds kind of depressing.
Yeah, well, doesn't matter, because we have work to do. You need to get in there, with Malik. Don't fucking argue.
You settle back into the van with Malik, who hands you a husk top of your very own.
Okay, time to get going. We need to make sure they're able to get inside. Most of the compound is automated, so we'll break the security. I need you to find the personnel roster IP, like I showed you.
Okay, I don't know if I remember how to do this.
Once you're connected to that, use the netmole command to open up a tunnel into their roster system.
Okay, so can I still do help?
Yeah, you can.
So enter the IP, so...
You've got to find the network first. So the list.n list-n will find all the networks. So whichever one you feel like has the personnel roster.
Personnel would have probably...
It'd probably be in operations.
Would it?
There's a command you should use, inspect-n, and then the name of the network.
Oh.
And then...
you said operations, Chrissy?
Yeah, I think it would be operations.
And then it'll tell you what encryption protocol you need to log into it. So now you can set that as your encryption.
Okay. Fuck.
It was encryption-s, and then the name of the protocol. And now you can connect to that same network.
And that was...
Connect-n. Now, list-I was all the IP addresses on the network.
Personnel roster, yes.
Called it.
And then it was...
You have to connect-I, and then the IP address.
Thank you for helping me.
Yeah. 5.
Oh, 5, yeah.
And then you can use that netmole thing.
Netmole -C 3U0 shit. 3U0 shit 1 make it.
Nice job, buddy. Looks like you got it.
That should do it.
Smile.
Assuming you did everything correctly, Malik looks up at you and nods.
We're about to reach the security checkpoint. I would suggest preparing our new credentials as soon as possible. We are quite heavily armed, and I do not believe they will simply let us walk in unimpeded.
I need you to upload credentials to the system for them. The story is that they're a security response team. You need to find a way to upload the package. Probably you need to be connected to their secure wireless network comms to do it. Use the netmole to open it up. Then you can do your thing. Once you've opened the tunnel, type in deploy package security profile to upload the new profiles.
So I've already done that, right?
No, now you have to connect to a different network and open that one up.
Oh, shit.
So let's scroll up.
So now you can't scroll up.
Oh wait, no, press the view to list everything.
So you're connected right now, so you can do disconnect -I and then -N. That'll disconnect you from the IP. No, just one at a time. You gotta do it one at a time. You have a space after the I. It doesn't recognize that.
Oh.
And then disconnect from the network. And now you can list them again.
It was just
List -N. And which one you think they has
okay.
the wireless?
So which one are we? What are we looking for?
You're
again?
looking for the secure wireless.
Secure wireless network.
So
Secure
probably
comms.
secure comms.
Yeah. So inspect the network. So now that's not the one you're using right now. So you've got to disable the encryption. It's encryption -D. If you do the help, it will tell you the wrong thing.
We're running out of time.
Oh shit.
She's still got time. And now switch it to encryption -S and then the one there. It's secure AES 256. It's all one word.
Ah, shit. What happened?
There's actually a bad ending if you run out of time, so don't worry about it. You gotta type in the encryption -S, yeah.
-9.
Yeah, -9. Now you can connect to the secure comms.
Command not recognized?
Wait, what? Oh, encryption.
Oops.
There you go.
Connect. Secure.
-N, and then it's ops_secure comms. And then you gotta find the IP address for the wireless.
Let's just let it run.
Yeah. Shit, you can't remember how to do this.
What's going on?
If you're planning on doing something, I would suggest you hurry up. Fuck! Takiri's hit! We need to get out of here, now!
Tagari? Philippa? What is going on?
Oh no, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
Come on. We need to get the hell out of here.
But your friends, they're still back in there waiting for you to come save them.
No, they're not.
Colonel Panic!
Do you want to try it again, or do you want me to do it?
Why don't you do it? You type faster than I do. You're
Okay.
used to your keyboard. I get freaked out with time limits.
Alright.
Okay, time to get going.
For everyone watching this, if you do play on the lowest difficulty, you won't have a time limit. So if you're like, really can't do time pressure stuff, just play on the easy difficulty.
We need to make sure they're able to get inside. I need you to find once you're connected.
Alright. That was ops, operations.
Okay, man, you did good.
Yeah, I think it's just funny to watch me struggle too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like in a good.
This is why I don't code or hack or do any of that. I just write music.
4.5. See, 3. What is it? 3U0.
Shit. 3U0 SHT 1 MKN.
Nice job, buddy.
Making mnemonics.
Looks like
makes
you got it.
remember.
There are also like files on here you can look at, although it's hard to do it with the time pressure.
We're about to reach the we are quite heavy.
I need you to upload credentials. You need to find a way to use the netmol to open it. Once you've opened.
Also, fun thing that the thing does, if you disable encryption, it disconnects you from the network you're on if it's encryption. If it's encrypted. Inspect. Ops. Secure comms. One. 3. get one can. Alright. Deploy package security profile.
Okay, they should be all good to go.
Okay, we're past security. Let's do this.
Made them sergeants.
They have yet to fully realize what's happening. Perhaps this will be simpler than we expected.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
You watch on the security system as the two of them move through the complex, heading closer and closer to their goal. As they approach a fixed guard post, one of the trolls there orders them to stop.
Greetings. I am Legislator Calber, and this is Sergeant Gozy of the Fleet Security Team. We are conducting a routine security sweep.
We're heading to check the armory.
You can see the guard on the monitors, checking something on a nearby console, and for a second you're worried that Philippa is going to do something really stupid. But Giri shifts over and bumps her shoulder and she relaxes. The guard nods and waves a hand absently.
We just need to clear the way to the armory. There is a security system in place. Remember, you and I need to take it down at the same time.
We're nearing the armory.
Okay, remember how I taught you to use the mole? Log into the secure server for the armory security system. You can use the net mole the same way you did in training, once you're connected to the security system IP.
Secure armory. I think we're already...
Oh, people really like to hack these mini
Yeah,
games.
it's fun.
Okay, CD. Armory. Oops.
Also, everybody is loving all of the Aero Ace rep.
Yeah!
Honestly, that is one thing that we have done. We have basically represented all of the brands of gay.
That's true.
Yeah, we got Aero Ace Palipa, we got Demi Chixie, we got the Polycule,
Oh, wait.
we got many trans characters.
I never knew you were so good at this stuff. Kinda hot, actually.
Malik! We've
What?
got
Nothing.
Horny.
I didn't say anything.
That's a brand of gay.
Nice job. Now you need to deploy the finished package to take out security.
The what now? You remind Malik that you never actually got to finish training on this. He grins, embarrassed.
You'll need to connect to the secure wireless again to do this. Hurry up, you know where it is. But don't worry about using the net mole this time. The secure tunnel should still be open.
But you need to say I'm in to let him know that you're in, right?
What? No. Once you're in, you just type deploy package worm to set things up.
Alright. Which we're on AS9. I think we can just do that.
Everybody loves all the Malik so much.
Oh yeah, while we're here. Dot log. So we have, oh wait, that's not related, never mind. Alright. 5-1.1, and then deploy package worm.
Hell yeah. Nice one.
We're inside. Time to do some shopping.
Philippa begins to walk from shelf to shelf in the armory, taking down items you mostly can't make out. Hard-shelled containers you assume are filled with firearms and explosive, and all kinds of dangerous stuff. And then, all of a sudden, the security camera's feed goes black. That's not supposed to happen, is it?
No, something changed. The system automatically switched over to another encryption protocol, which means they suspect something.
Ooh, red-eyed Malik.
Tagiri, Philippa, you need to move really quickly here.
They don't answer right away, and when they do, it's not directed at you or Malik.
We're doing a routine check.
If you'll just check the security. What are you doing?
What the hell just happened?
Okay, that's it. You can't just leave them like this. You need to go do something. You scramble down the hillside, moving as fast as you can without heading into an uncontrollable roll down the rocky slope. Taking the last bit in the slide, you run forward across the hardscrabble. Looks like the base is looming up ahead, just a few short yards away.
It's the volume.
Hey, Robo Buddy, you good? You don't need to do this.
No, you absolutely do need to do this. You just hope he's got a hell of an escape plan.
Oh yeah, it's a real fucking hell of a plan. Just get those two idiots back out of the compound in one piece.
The door at the front of the base is unlocked. It opens with a hiss of hydraulics and you slip inside. It's not hard to figure out where to go. Basically, you're just following the sounds of gunfire echoing down the corridor. You don't know how much longer this is gonna last.
Hey, Robo Buddy, I'm working on something to help you out. Just get those two out of there, okay?
Up ahead, you can see where the corridor turns toward the guard post you saw on the monitors before. You peer around the corner and... oh shit, they're still very much active and very much shooting at you. Fuck. No, this can't be happening. You close your eyes and you try to once more to summon the powers you used to have. Maybe if you concentrate hard enough. Holy shit.
Come on, we need to get to Tagiri.
Holy fucking shit.
We don't have time for this. Let's go.
Philippa leads you along down the corners leading to the armory.
We need to get to Giri, and we need to grab what we can from the armory.
When you arrive, you see Tagiri slumped over.
I'm not dead. Just took a couple hits.
That's not much better.
I'll live. Just need to get this done.
I need you to pile as much stuff on that cart as you can. I'll help Tagiri while you do.
Okay, stuff. Yeah, you definitely know what stuff you need to grab. You know lots and lots about weapons and explosives and such.
I'll tell you, just be my hands here.
You run around the room grabbing everything that Philippa tells you to and piling it onto a rolling cart. When you're done, you give Philippa a nod.
Okay, good. Let's get the hell out of here. Malik, I hope you've got a plan.
I'm working on something now. Just get out of there in one piece.
We're working on it.
Oh, God. Oh, this hurts a lot.
You've got this. Doesn't a warrior need to be tough?
A warrior needs to lie down and rest for a while.
Not yet.
You hurry along behind Philippa, keeping pace with her as best you can. You're not sure how she moves so quickly while also dragging Tagiri and all his gear, but she's managing it.
I work out.
You reach the guard post again and try very hard not to look at the bullet-riddled, blood-splattered windows. When you get out of this, you swear you need to find something that doesn't involve any blood. No blood at all.
Keep your shit together, just a little further.
Please, I need you to stop for a minute.
Tagiri, I mean this in the nicest possible way. If we stop, you're fucking dead. I need to properly stabilize your wounds.
Are you almost clear? I've got this package ready to go.
Oh my god, is it
Give
a bomb?
me 2 fucking minutes.
It's not. As you burst out of the door, you look back desperately hoping no one is following you.
You doing okay?
Yeah, you're doing fine.
I was talking to Tagiri.
I'm in a significant amount of pain. However, I believe I can endure.
Good, because we aren't fucking stopping.
Philippa stops and sets Tagiri down gently, pushing in to stop the bleeding.
You still hanging in there?
He nods and grits his teeth. Blood seeps through Philippa's fingers as he presses in on Tagiri's wounds.
Wait! Stop! I just need to catch my breath.
Philippa sets Tagiri down and leans over him. You can barely make out what she's saying.
Tagiri, when we get out of here, I promise we'll go somewhere we can just relax. Even if we're on the run, we'll find somewhere to rest.
The trail of blue blood's a nice touch.
Up ahead, you can see the hill leading back to the van where the van is parked.
Almost there.
Perhaps when we get out of here, a brief rest is in order.
Yeah, you could use a vacation.
Interesting. You will tell me more of this vacation concept later.
Now is really not the time to have this conversation. Hey, Malik, you ready up there?
Yeah, whenever you are, my thing is ready to go.
This time, no one says anything. Philippa simply stops and tends to Giri's injuries. Her hands are quick, businesslike, as she presses in to stop the bleeding again. You manage to avoid the last of the guards that weren't redirected by the sounds of gunfire, and get up to the hill to where the van waits. Philippa drags Tagiri over to the van and slings him inside. Philippa comes back and shoves the rolling carpet up against the side of the van and begins quickly unloading the hardened plastic cases into the side door.
I won't say you can't fight without weapons, but weapons help. Anyone wants to fight should be able to.
She finishes tossing the last of the cases into the van and shoves the cart off. Finally, she steps into the van's doorway and smiles at you.
I've gotta go check on my Moriel.
One last thing to do to make sure that no one comes after us. Okay, let's do this.
With a quick flicker, every single light in the compound below switches off.
Fuck yeah.
If you look at the systems, when you're around, there is a power systems control that you can't ever access because you don't have the encryption required for it. But Malik does.
Nice.
Shut off their entire power grid. It'll be a half hour before they can get that shit back online at least. Gives us plenty of time to get away.
Wow, that was a really smart plan. Malik blushes and grins.
Yeah, well, I have my moments from time to time.
With the power out, it's almost pretty. The stars and the moons overhead light up the sky, and down below everything is dark and quiet. Well, maybe not quiet exactly as so much as the sounds of alarms and soldiers shouting are distant and disconnected.
I really appreciate everything you did, you know. I think we'd all be dead by now if you hadn't showed up. You were right. This is worth it. Even if it's hard, it's something that matters. These weapons, they'll help us a lot. We can rebuild our hideout, head to another safe house, and start again. We're alive to fight, and it's all thanks to you.
Kiss,
So,
kiss, kiss,
thank you.
kiss.
Malik smiles, broad and warm, and his face is all ablaze with cerulean. You realize just how much you missed him while you were gone.
We should check on Tagiri.
Back inside the van, Tagiri is looking pretty okay for someone who just lost, presumably, a fair amount of blood. You're reminded of just how resilient Alternians can be. He's also changed out of the bloody clothes that's another typo. He had on before. Clothy. So that's nice. Philippa, on the other hand.
Well, the valiant warrior returns from the fray unharmed. I must commend you. You really saved my ass back there.
He smiles weakly, still clearly in pain. Hey, no problem. What are friends for?
Talk to Philippa.
Look, I'm happy you helped me save him. Don't know what I would do without him.
She blushes a little and shifts her body armor.
So, what's your next move?
Well, you hadn't thought that far ahead, actually. You're kind of playing this whole thing by ear.
Maybe not the best plan, but if it works.
Oh no, it mostly doesn't.
When you've made peace with your aimless way of life, perhaps you should find us again. If a sense of meaning and purpose is what you're looking for.
Well, that all sounds great and everything, but... What's error alert? Oh yeah, Malik, takes over the thing.
Oh, nice.
People oppressed by the Empire, we have struck a blow that will fuel our vengeance on the Empire. Hashtag stoke the fire. The time has come to claim what's yours by right. Never stop fighting. You stop mid-sentence, because out of the open door of the van, you see something moving around outside, not too far away. Someone moving around. Someone you think you recognize. Look, you'll catch up with them all later. Go get somewhere safe and you'll be in touch. But there's something you have to do right now.
Safe journeys, fellow warrior. We shall meet again.
Stay safe, Robo-Buddy.
Don't die.
As the van rolls off quietly into the night, you follow after the movement you saw. It doesn't take long before you find the source of it.
Hey!
Colonel Marsty!
Another rebel attack. Cowards who don't want to serve the Empire.
Marsty glares at you. So, how about that, how about them? You know what? For once in your life, you're completely at a loss for words. Looks like these two are here for something specific. Probably something down in the base there. The base you just finished assaulting. Yeah, looks like you're doing this thing. Not Karako. They're there for Follicle. Which that's what you found out in like volume 3 and 4.
That was really fun.
Yeah!
Yay!
Good volume. Good
Yeah,
volume.
I'm glad you all liked it. I'm glad everyone had fun with that one.
And we've had a lot of viewers today, like
Nice.
a good number. We have 16 currently.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you all so much for showing up. Thank you for all of your questions about making games. It's always very, very fun to interact.
Progress, yes. And volume 10, Beneath the Veil of Stars.
I hope you're ready for some gold bloods.
Yeah. Let me quit out here and we'll switch
Yeah, the thanks for watching screen.
There we go.
So yeah, I'm so glad everybody is enjoying all the Malik fan service.
We needed it. We needed it.
So yeah, anything anyone wants to announce? The Malik effect.
Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, everyone loves him and for good reason. He's
Yeah.
like...
He's a fun character.
Also, like, he's hot.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Malik.
Yeah,
and like,
knows he's hot.
some of the other hot characters have some like controversy around them. You know, Lank, Marvis, like they're hot, but also their original Friendsim routes a lot of people didn't like. But Malik, he is like the most likable of the hot characters.
It fits that the first double-digit volume would be gold-centric. Yeah, 1-0.
Was that intentional?
Absolutely not. No, the original planning for the routes was like I kind of came up with like the general flow of the game and like where we go from one to the other and like a concept of like, okay, this one is going to end with this plot beat and this one is going to begin with this plot beat, and then we kind of filled in from there.
Eating the spare MSPAR and Malik crumbs. Yep.
Real Malik. But yeah, no, I'm glad people like this. This one had a lot of time. This was written relatively early, but like got a lot of refinement.
Malik is
fixing.
hot and uncomplicated. Yeah, and like just his character is uncomplicated too. He's just a dude who
Yeah.
wants to fight the government, and who doesn't want a dude who wants to
Yeah.
fight the government?
He's one of the characters with like the least baggage of any of them. Because like I really like Elward a lot, and like I really like what I was able to do with her in this game, but also she has like a ton of baggage.
Yeah.
Just so much. Hot, uncomplicated,
And
and
a dork,
Yeah.
So here's the best part of that. Yeah, you did real good with Tigiri.
I'm glad. Like Tigiri is a character that like kind of is like, you know, he's fun in the original, but like very one note. And I wanted to like give him some more depth and like a little more complexity and nuance, and like, you know, try to take it in a direction that felt like it made sense.
I hope at some point both Malik and Reader will kiss in the game. If not, I'll become the next Trizza and cause mass genocide. Okay, so just so you know, if you do the Revolution route, Malik and MSPAR cannot date.
Yeah.
Because MSPAR goes back to Earth, and Malik stays on Alternia to do the Revolution.
MSPAR is at the end of the day going to go back to Earth, but like MSPAR is going to go back to Earth, you know?
If you do Salvation, Malik will go with
Maybe,
you.
yeah.
And you can do whatever you want with Malik over on Earth.
Yep. No cameras there. No officers there.
That is not true. There are lots
There are
of
so
cameras.
many cameras on Earth. Maybe that's a good thing.
Oh my god.
MSPAR and Malik on OnlyFans.
Oh god. I do like this idea though that like, you know, trolls get to
Look,
Earth and the
MSPAR
trolls become insanely popular on OnlyFans
MSPAR
for porn pictures.
I love it.
MSPAR, as of this volume, canonically an adult.
Exactly. Was MSPAR ever not canonically an
No,
adult?
I feel like they were always
MSPAR is always an
an
adult.
adult of some age. Yeah, I'm glad people like this. I had a lot of fun writing this one. This is like, so actually, if you like look closely at the trailer, you'll see the scrolling text for the Cowboy Bebop. Like doesn't make sense for Friendsim. Like, it does
It
things
says
like
Vriska.
referencing Vriska and stuff, and events that don't happen ever in the game. And that's because it's just quotes from my like AU Homestuck novel, Plasticine Soul, which like heavily, the vibe of this route is like heavily based on that. Also a little bit of Mr. Robot, because that's the inspiration for Malik's like character design and name. First name.
Yeah.
So like the whole like
It's based off Rami Malek.
Yeah, the whole like place that has like the fail-safe backup was like the first like major plot point of Mr. Robot, where they're trying to figure out how to break into it. The way that they went in this game is a little more like brute force, but you know. It's all good. So yeah, I'm glad people like this. I hope people like Volume 10. I will say, like, if you like the computer sections, there's like a ton of them in Volume 10, and also most of them are not timed. So it's more like you have more like ability to like think about it and like explore it and like find stuff, which is going to be important. So like this was the sort of like you have to do everything under time pressure. Volume 10 is more like you get to like think it out and puzzle through it. So I hope people enjoy that, because I know not everyone is like great with having to do things under time pressure.
It's
Also,
stressful.
also, if you do it on the hard mode, it's like you get very little time.
Oh my god! Don't tempt me to fund more NSFW.
Oh my god!
I don't think I would be able to write more NSFW Hive Slot fanfic unless, like, the urge came to me. Like, the urge for that one came to me a while ago.
Your inner muse has to speak to you.
Yeah, and I am the muse. Now I want Hive Smut audios of book Malik.
The coding section broke me. My little virgin brain can't understand coding.
Honestly, fucking same. Also, so Mebook de Jarlet, you might want to like actually directly talk to CL about that, because I know they do NSFW voice commissions. If you want NSFW Malik voice commissions, talk directly to CL for that. I think they might be able to help you.
I'm so excited for like later on, like CL's gonna message you like on Discord and be like, Anna, why did I just get 16 horny people messaging me?
I think CL will be happy because for the money.
I do love this idea of being like,
and if they don't have the time, they can just say no.
Anna, why did you specifically tell 16 people?
Unrelated to MSMW stuff, but like, so someone mentioned the coding thing, and I will say, like, I would like to release like the guide on Steam is like way not up to date. Like it's like the plot summaries up through Volume 4. Like I'm like 6 routes behind in terms of the like actual walkthrough. But like I would like to release a walkthrough for the coding section or the hacking section, because like
it's confusing.
Yeah, it can be confusing, and like honestly, like the actual steps to do it are not that many. So like the biggest thing is you just need to remember to write down the like code, because it's randomized. Or if you forget it, you can actually find it in one of the directories on the server when you're doing the final hacking. But like you have limited time, so. But yeah, I would like to release a guide for that eventually, because I know a couple people on Tumblr asked for it, and it's not like super difficult, and it doesn't change much. If you play on the easiest difficulty, you also don't have to do the netmul as much. You just like type in the deploy command and it just works. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, is there anything any of us want to promo? Any of us want to tell the audience before we leave?
I mean, you're playing the thing I would want to promo right now, and I probably a lot of you follow me on Twitter, but if you don't, I'm at Janiah Riley. And also follow the Friendsim 2 account if you're not already, and you know, we do updates and stuff. The next volume is coming out mid-February, so.
So it was truly a beautiful work of art. Standing ovation to all parties involved.
Thank you.
This route is very good.
Thank you. I really like how this one came out, and I'm really happy with everyone that helped make it happen. Like everything came together really nicely.
Yeah. If you guys enjoy fun voice things, you should stick around on my channel. On Monday, I'm going to be releasing a new comic dub, not a Homestuck one, actually an Owl House one. Gotta ride on that wave of hype because the new episode came out today. Officially, it was leaked a few weeks ago, but I haven't watched it yet. So yeah, stick around my channel for fun things. If you like live theater and musicals about cursing men, you should check out all of the songs from Maka that I've posted, and also, keep your eyes open for fun stuff about that. I'm having a reading in March, raising money for that. Link in the description below. I know I brought that up a couple times. I'm sorry if I'm annoying about it, but hey.
I mean, you're allowed to.
I'm allowed to
promote
be
your
annoying
stuff on
about
your
my
own
stuff.
channel.
Other than that, I don't know if there's anything to promote. Just keep your eyes out for more Studio June stuff. Always follow the stuff. Oh, also follow the social media for Maka. It's just at Maka Musical. It's always fun stuff. Maria's started posting memes about that. So
follow everyone's social media all of the time.
Yes. And of course, if you are leaving Twitter, because Twitter is becoming more of a hellscape than it already was, Friendsim 2 does have a Tumblr.
It's friendsim2.tumblr.com. It's Friendsim2 everywhere. We also have a website, friendsim2.com, which we post stuff on. The website is usually a little bit lagging behind the Twitter and the Tumblr, but I update stuff once we release. So yeah, we're moving into the final stretch of the game. We've got 14 volumes in total, and we're already up to 9, so we got 5 left. Discord server. Yeah, join our Discord too. Join our Discord, join Anna's Discord.
My Discord's in the description. The Studio June Discord
is on the Friendsim 2 website or on StudioJuneGames.com. Either one is fine. There's the same Discord link. Yeah, we have a fun little community. People talk about the game. People talk about random stuff. A lot of it's Homestuck. Not all of it's Homestuck though. So yeah.
All right.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
It was a fun stream.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.